and it is because the regular mic was not hooked up. So can you hear now? Let us know if you can hear us now. Because I gotta change these. I gotta see. It's weird because it tells me 3 mics and I don't know which mic is picking up. So there we go. I think this is the mic picking up. Oh, I can hear you. Thank you. So anyway, so I have to leave the message again. Whoever was calling me, right? We don't do that no more.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, we need to reiterate that.
We gotta reiterate that part. We gotta reiterate the part where it said, where we said if you were the person calling and threatening me, or if you know the person that was calling and threatening me.
Just advise them
I suggest you just stop.
I don't not to do it no more.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
But she sounded like she was on drugs, though. Honestly,
it was crazy. So,
because our family got a bunch of hyenas.
Yeah, it's not. It's slow. It's slow for you.
Yeah,
it's slow for you.
Half our family is not all the way there.
No, so, they're not. And it's slow for you because I have grown sons, like that literally are super protective of their mom. So yeah, my middle son is not the one. He's just not. So. You know, he is no respecter of sex. It doesn't matter if you're a girl.
Around us is not.
Yeah, they don't care if you're a girl.
I was talking around the other day, like nobody care when it comes to family stuff is off. It's off.
Yeah, what's your no rules? Yeah, there's no rules. All bets are off. So don't do that. Just a word to the wise, okay? Mm-hmm. So listen, so we wanted to talk about like why marriages are not lasting, and you know. Obviously, you all know we're siblings, same mama, same daddy, and we don't always agree on the points, but for the most part, I feel like all of us are aligned with some of our thought processes and what we feel and think, based on how I think it was a lot of our upbringing, how we were raised, which I think.
Yeah.
Even if I don't agree with a person, I'm open to their point of view.
Yeah, me too. That's how I am.
Most of the time.
Right. Yeah. If I don't agree, I'm willing to hear it in a light where even if I don't agree, I can see why they feel like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Plus,
saying?
people grew up differently.
People grow up
different. They have their view because how they grew up and what they see.
Right.
And we probably have ours because of what we see.
Right.
And that's why, I want to give a shout out too, because like.
Yeah.
Mom was always the type to put her family first.
Yeah, I got to speak for the.
Mom was always the type to keep her family first.
Yeah, she was.
And y'all are like that too. Like,
yeah.
I was just thinking about it, like Tiff's schedule and what she's doing with her schedule and your schedule. Like it revolved around the family, not like the money. You know
right.
What I'm saying?
Yep.
So like that's dope to me.
Yeah, I think
that's extra dope and it's extra rare.
Yeah. I think that kind of segues into one of our points though, which we're talking about why marriages are not lasting. I feel like in general, we're more on the traditional side, even though we might not be 100% traditional. Well, you definitely are.
Yeah.
But we're not 100% traditional. I would probably say we're about 85, 90% traditional. So I don't want to be in the house 100% of the time. That would drive me nuts. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, when my kids were of school age, something inside of me says I need to be home when they're home.
Yeah, me too.
It's a pull for me. Even, and this is weird. I don't know how to explain this, but like when I hear women say like the husband or the father should have equal responsibility, that makes me cringe. And the reason it makes me cringe is because traditionally the men used to go out and bring home the baby and take care of the family, and the mother nurtured the kids. So there are times where, for instance, like Rel had a dentist appointment last week, right? And I was like, the first thing I do is I text him. I'm like, oh my God, Rel has a dentist appointment. I'm so sorry. Like, do you mind bringing him? Because in my mind, that's my job. And now I'm asking you to do my job because I'm the one that does these appointments. I'm the one that takes him to the dentist. Now, granted, he has a free schedule where he kind of is able to pick up those things, but in my mind, it's still my job.
Yeah, you still have this little piece that's like,
it should be me.
Like, yeah.
Like, I don't know.
So I find myself doing that too, and I gotta be like, I need a little bit help, because then I'm gonna go like
nuts.
Crazy, yeah.
Right, yeah.
But I'm like that too, though. It took me, like I always say, it took me a year to get my first nursing job because I would not pick up second shift. Like,
right.
I just.
And that's what they hire for at
at first. Yeah.
That's what they
So
want
it
you
took
to
me
do
so
first. That
long,
second
like,
shift. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know. I just feel like I need to be home.
But you hear how you just said, I just can't be home all the time. That would drive me crazy. Like, traditional women don't always have to just be home. Like, if you have
Yeah.
your own business,
Yeah.
that's dope too.
Yeah.
You got, like, you know,
Definitely.
but just the priority.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and I think
I agree with
men
that.
like me need to see that actively,
Yeah,
dynamically.
the priority.
Yeah, the priority being
Yeah.
the household and not the priority being
Your money,
your
what
You
you
job.
want.
and what you want and what
You know.
your dreams. Like, I just,
Yeah, and honestly, as a woman, this is my personal standpoint. I feel like your dreams and whatever, once you decide to have children, your dreams go on the back burner. You can have all the dreams in the world before you have a kid. Because having a kid, like, that's the thing about our society. Like, we make bad decisions and do stuff, and then we want to, like, I don't want to say sweep it up after, but like, I had Digga at 19. I was mad young, but my priority was Digga and my family. It just was, and I couldn't imagine leaving him, resting. Now, I went to school. Mom helped out a lot because I was still in school. But like, when I was done with school, every job I got had to revolve around my son's schedule. Like, it just had to. I'm never working second shift. I'm never working 3 to 11. It's not happening. I'm never working overnight. No. What if my kid's sick in the middle of the night? No, thank you. And I'm gonna work until the school day is over.
Yeah.
So if I gotta work part-time and struggle a little bit and get out at 1, then
Me.
that's what I'm going to do. Like, that's like,
Crazy.
I'm
And I
not.
think me growing up watching that and see y'all do that, like that's what literally I expect to happen. And it's just
No, society is
unrealistic
not
these
like
days
that.
to like ask for that. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of
It's not unrealistic to ask for it, but it's unrealistic to ask for it from a person who
Don't got that mindset.
doesn't have that mindset. And not
Yeah.
many people have that mindset.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
like, I just felt like it was, for me, being an adult now, I feel like it was valuable having my mom home. I felt like it was valuable having my mom home when I got out of school because I was sneaky. So if I didn't have a mom that was on it, I probably would have been out here in these streets wilding, because girls get that phase where they want to just like explore, right? So like, if I didn't have mom, like, who you on the phone with? What's going on down there? She used to check every little thing. And I now, as an adult woman, though, I'm grateful that it got on my nerves then. But I'm grateful now that she did that. I'm grateful that she was at every track meet. I could literally hear her voice while I was running. You know, I could hear her when I was on the pep squad. She would come to pep squad practices. All my friends knew that Miss Sint was gonna be there, volunteering at the school, dance school. She was at every practice, just sitting there waiting, you know, for the hour and a half when we was there. So it was like I could act like I was at dance school and I wasn't.
Right.
You know what I mean? She just was on top of it. It just nothing.
I remember one time I
went by her.
asked Dad, I was like, Dad, how come you like, I must have been like 11 or 12 or 13. And I was like, yo, Dad, how come it seem like Mom run the house? Like, what's up with you? Like, Dad was like,
Not you
you don't
checking, Dad.
understand. He was like, you don't realize that, like, most of the decisions she makes, we already talked about
it. Yep.
And it's my decision.
Right. Yeah.
So Mom was just like a pit bull for like
Dad,
what Dad wanted.
She
like,
was.
what Dad really wanted.
But here's the thing, and this is the part that get on my nerves when guys be like, ew, and girls be like, ew, because we're equal. Hell no, we're not.
No.
It is like the same principles that we have in life for everything else, right? Do still translate to marriage. There still has to be a leader, somebody that, for instance, at my job, the owner of the school puts the curriculums and the mandates in place. And then I'm there to say, no, you can't do that. Yes, you can do that. No, you can't do that. It's not coming from me. It's coming from the structure that was already built.
Right.
That's like the boss and the manager.
Right.
Like, y'all the bosses, but we manage
the house.
And the house.
So exactly.
And you don't always see the owner.
You don't always see the owner.
But
No, half the time you don't see the owner.
Yeah.
Half the time you don't see the owner.
You rarely see the owner.
Right. The manager come out and be like,
He'd
like, can I talk to the owner? The owner come out and the manager be looking like, that's what I said. I said what they said. So that's how it be. But that is so true. Like, because that did used to be how it went. Like, Mom was like, I'm gonna tell your dad when he get home, and we would get like spanking on
What?
demand. He didn't even know. He wasn't even emotionally attached to the spanking.
Nah,
He
bro.
would come in the house and be like, "Your mother said you did this, so unfortunately, this is gonna hurt me more than it hurts you.
Like
So
a cow.
get my belt." Wait, what? You just about to beat us, and you're not even emotionally
You
attached to
trying to
what we
explain on the
did?
way. She don't even listen to me. He don't even
What
care.
did Mom say?
He ain't
Like,
care at
he's
all.
Like, yup, your mom.
Oh man.
Yo, that
I
is
thank God for them. though. We had a good,
Yeah,
actually a real good upbringing.
Yeah, we
You know
did.
what
We
I'm saying?
did.
We didn't have to get into half the shenanigans we did.
No, we just did it because we was out here wild and just
Yeah.
doing stuff. But so yeah, I think a part of it is the traditionalness. And now with the new age, we have a lot of women saying, "I don't want to get married," period.
Mhm.
Because they're more attached to maybe their money or their jobs or
See, back
their
in the day,
career.
right? Let me say this, right? So, like, you literally you had, okay, right? So the man, he went out and he did what he had to do.
Yeah.
Work 10, 12 hours. And then the woman would have to be at home because he's gone and y'all got
Yes.
kids, right?
Yeah.
And then, but it also created a situation where she had to respect him. She had no choice but to,
Right. Yeah.
or else he'll leave and go get another family around the corner somewhere. Like,
Oh no.
or,
That's not.
and he had to respect her too, because he can't cook,
do what he
clean,
needs without her.
Put the principles into the children like he wants to really
Because
be
he's
in
not
them,
there
because
enough.
he's not there to do it.
Yeah, yeah,
So I literally have to respect what you're doing, and you have to respect what I'm doing.
yeah.
And that created like a contract, like
Yes.
that we didn't break.
Give and take. Yes.
Because like now, since society is the way it is, it's just a clusterfuck of anything.
Yeah. Dang.
It's like they, those cosmopolitan magazines and all that, they created well, I mean, women were submissive back in the day, but because they had to be. I mean,
yeah.
What is having to be like? Why does that make it more wrong? Because
Right.
you had to do it.
Right.
You know what I
We
mean?
have to still work
Because
every
I
day
have
when we
to
don't feel
respect
like
the
it.
fact that you home with the kids. I can't just be like, bitch, get out.
Because I need you for these
Wait,
children.
hold on. I'm going to work tomorrow. I'm gonna need somebody to watch these kids. But you can't just
It's
take
really the
advantage
same
of a
thing.
person
It's really the
just
same.
because you have to respect what they're doing.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're gonna take advantage of it. Like, I
Right.
think that's what people think now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of women think. Because I hear a lot of times they be like, "We not our grandmothers." Our grandmothers was lit. But first of all, our grandmothers loved it there. Okay. 9 times out of 10, they were not being abused. And yeah, the men did a little bit of cheating, but men are doing a little bit of cheating and a lot of bit of cheating now.
It is.
Okay,
That's
cheating
because
has
we're
been
born.
around since the beginning of time. It's been around since then, ain't going nowhere never. So yeah, grandma dealt with a little bit of cheating, but so are you. You just don't know.
But see,
Okay.
a woman's stuck, like she picked a man, and she stuck with that man through his phases. Right?
Right.
Men
'Cause
and
men
women
grow
have
up.
phases.
Yes.
We have phases though.
Talk about it.
Oh,
So,
trust me,
like-
I know.
When I was 20 years old, I wasn't ready to get married,
No, you were not.
or was I? And
No,
I
y'all
just had to-
trash at 20-something years old.
But understand, like, I had to go through phases. I had to like learn myself too, and learn like taking care of a family, going through
Yeah.
life. I had to learn myself, establish boundaries with women. Like all of that had to be learned. You know what I mean? And then once I was 32, I became like the best man I'll probably be, which is a non-cheater. And like focused on the family, but also focused on setting goals too.
Yeah.
At 20, I was just worried about the bills being paid and like what I'm gonna do on Friday. Like,
Yeah.
you
Just
are
the
kind
end
of
of the
trash. You are
Yeah,
kind of
that's
trash
what
at
I'm
20.
saying.
I feel like, I mean,
You know what I
for
mean?
me, I'm always transparent about my situation. I feel like I have been with Tim for a lot of his phases. You know what I'm saying? Like I was there for he always had a good core, but the action sometimes was trash. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you
Like
got to pick
Paul.
according to character.
Yeah, like Paul, the things I want to do, I don't do the things, whatever. But I felt like I dealt with the phases, and now then I stuck it out, which I would say, like most women would be like, no, because that's foolish. Well, here's the thing. Let me just say this, because a lot of people say, oh, that's foolish. You would stick it out. But here's the thing: foolish is me being out here unprotected and alone too. So my thing is, the version that I have of him now, I love.
Invested in it.
I've invested in it. I put my youth in it. I put my beauty into it. I put my prayers, my metaphysical activities, my spiritualness into it. So now I know I can only get back out what I've put into it, right? So this man, watching him be mature, watching him make good decisions, watching him weigh things out, and him choosing one that I'm like, okay, and not like being emotional or just like immature. That to me says like, wow, all I did was support him through the phase. Now, granted, some people, you like it, I love it, you want to leave and say, let me start all over. But here's the thing, that's why the dating pool is trash. You want to know why? Because everybody has already met the love of their life already. At 33, 34, 38, you've already met the love of your life. You just blown it, or you've left them in the middle of their process.
Or you couldn't make it work.
And now you're 40-something, out here trying to date, and this guy got an attachment to that girl. You still got an attachment to your kid's father. You still got an attachment. So everybody's still low-key attached somewhere else, when all you had to do was at least give it a little bit of time. That's why grandmothers was happy, because they saw it through. I look at grandma and granddad. I look at grandma Capina and granddad Coleman, and I
Do
know.
you really think granddad didn't cheat on grandma? Do you really think? No, honestly, do you really think granddad didn't cheat on grandma? Or
No,
granddad
I don't think that he did not, because
I mean, and if he did,
nobody knew about it.
we wouldn't know.
We wouldn't know.
Nobody
But our
would
family,
Well, that's where social media.
media comes
So
in
that's
at.
the second part of it.
Because here's the
Then
thing,
we could-
all we know
we
is
can
our
do it.
family legacy was still intact. Our grandparents were still our grandparents to the day they died. They were still married to the day they died. We all knew our grandparents. Our parents were married to the day my mom died. So we have a biased opinion on a lot of things, because
Probably
we grew up in a 2-parent household, and we grew up in
a
watching.
nuclear family. Grandma living with grandma, mom,
Right.
us.
And then watching, like, people like look at mom and dad's relationship, right? A lot of people on social media, and they'll say, oh my God, he loved her so much.
No.
Pause. Because mom dealt with a lot of a loneliness, like lone time. Remember dad worked in New Jersey, and he would work double, so he wouldn't even come home for 2 days. And she just had to like continue her life with us, like in the Jeep when the guy smashed against the side of the Jeep.
Oh wow,
And
yeah.
Tiff was trying to get to practice. Tiff had to get to dance, and mom just had to like. So it wasn't until the end of their relationship that they was together every single day. But in the beginning, that's not
She
how
had
it
to
was.
invest into
She
it.
had to invest into it. She had to be lonely. She had to. I'm sure there was nights she cried at night. She missed her husband. We didn't necessarily see all of it, but it was there. So I think a lot of people don't have the long suffering. They don't have the patience for
It's so
the
easy
growth
now.
of people.
People get divorced. Somebody breast things.
I really believe it's women, though. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all, because I do feel like
I ain't want to say it.
men keep their commitments more than women do.
No, well, no, not in my case.
No, Tiff, if you don't shut up with your bags always busting out, because you got remarried, your story no longer counts.
No, yes, it does.
It doesn't
Because
count.
that was an emotional act.
But you still got back remarried to the same person,
Yeah, no.
so it still doesn't count.
So what do you mean when you
No,
say it was
that
an
was
emotional
emotional.
act? What you mean?
Because it was off of the decision was off of emotionalness. It
But he
wasn't.
was going through something personally, like.
And we all
Yeah, so that's
But
what I'm saying.
here's
It
the
was
reality of it, though, because I'm gonna tell the truth and shame the devil,
emotional.
right?
What is-
Let me
what is
tell the truth,
happening?
because she got divorced, right? So they was divorced, but
every day.
he still called her every day. He still came by.
Not in the
He
beginning.
still made sure she was straight. He still was paying the bills. Like, that divorce doesn't even really count, because he still was
Divorce
there.
means completely like
Severed.
separate
Oh,
a
it was severed.
relationship.
It was severed in your mind, because you kept telling yourself that, but me and your friends kept saying, what's happening?
Well, I just said that to say, a lot of times divorce is an
Emotional decision.
Yes, emotional.
Most times, but so in your case, okay, let's give you the benefit of the doubt. It was an emotional decision, but most cases, 89% of the time, I would say it's women, because women leave because they're not happy anymore, and happiness is fleeting. Happiness is you're happy one day, you're not one day, and then if that happiness, that sense of I'm not happy happens for a long enough period of time,
Yeah.
you say, well, I don't see happiness coming now. and then you be like, well, I'm about to be out. Now you just out here looking for love again in the cesspool of everybody else that did the same exact thing. So what's gonna make it different? I'm too logical to think that if I get mad at Tim for a long enough period of time and I say, you know what, I'm over it, I'm leaving, my situation next time is not going to be that much better or that much different, because men are men and women are women, period. We're all the same beings. Me and you, women, we're going to have the same ideas, thought process, a little bit different based on precepts and growth, upbringing. But at a core level, men are still men. And at a core level, women are still women. And I just feel like men marry women and they be like, I mean, she getting on my nerves, but I committed to take care of her. So
yeah, what men usually do is they usually just find comfort
elsewhere, right?
But they'll still stay committed to you, even if that's not even a woman. It could be like just hanging with their friends all the
Basketball,
time, going to the gym, going here and there, just traveling. It could be a plethora of things besides
workaholic.
Just women. He could be a workaholic. Exactly. That's what I turned into my first marriage.
Yeah.
So like, but see, what I think happens is like, and I'm gonna be honest too. I mean, I say this. I'm not gonna say I blame women totally, but like women come with a certain emotional laziness, right?
Dang.
It's like emotional laziness. They look at you, they get to know you enough. Like they're like, oh, I know him. Like they study men. Like when a man gets with a woman, she studies him. She find out his habits, what he do, and then she clocks him, and then be like, all right, that's him. Then she finds out what he wants and what he wants from her, and then be like, all right, that's what he wants. It's not like a dynamic learning where I'm gonna learn it. Like I'm gonna move with him. I'm gonna change with his changes. It's just like, all right, I clocked him. I know him. This is what we want. This is what we're gonna do for the rest of our life. And then he come to you 5 years later and be like, I need you to love me differently. Like I need you to do this now. I need you to do that. I need you to cut that out and do this now because I see us going here or whatever. So I just feel like women follow into the point of comfortability, and then that be it.
When it gets
like all bets is off once they're comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Did I explain that the right way?
So let me make sure I understand what you're saying. So you're basically saying like in our emotional laziness, we need a guy. We assume based on our interactions, watching him, dealing with him, that this is what he wants, but we're not actually watching him. We're not actually aligning with him enough while he's growing as a man to actually understand the next phase or the things that
or just not listening. Like
right, because I was gonna say sometimes
I know you. Like he gonna do this and then he gonna do that. Like you know what I'm saying, and that's usually right. You probably did clock him, but you get like I just feel like women are not willing to move and turn and pivot with you as you go through whatever you're going through.
Yeah.
Like they just think they know you, and then once they know what they know, then they turn around and be like, all right, I'm gonna just they develop a routine based upon what you knew 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like not understanding that like this whole time I've been telling you like, well, look, this has changed, this is different. Like, instead of doing this, I want to do that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like a dynamic learning. It's more of like I learned today, and then I'm gonna just go on. I'm not gonna listen no further. Like, you know
right.
You know, or it's just like, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I do think that happens in marriages in general. I think people assume that, and this is women and men, but I know what you're saying as far as women, like already assuming and just clocking them like, yeah, we good. And then another thing is we don't actually check in to ask what men like or what makes them happy anymore, because women are usually inherently selfish because we want men to make us happy. So like we're usually never checking for the guy to see if he's happy or not. It's just a flaw I think that we have in general. But I was going to say that happens in marriages in general, because we're saying why marriages don't last is that people don't realize that people change every day. Mm-hmm. The things that I liked when I was 26, I don't like now. And the things that I didn't like at 26, I actually might enjoy now. Mm-hmm. You know, I remember I hated traveling at that age because we moved so
We
much
did it all
growing
the
up
time. Like,
that I was traumatized by traveling. But now that I'm older, I actually find myself yearning
craving
to
to
do
travel.
that.
Yeah.
Where before I was actually afraid of it, almost like a phobia of anytime somebody said, "We going on vacation, what, we gonna move there? We gotta live there now?" Like, that was my trauma. So, because that's what we did. Mom and dad would go on vacation and they would get there, like it, and be like, "Well, we about to live here, huh?
3 months later, we
What
had-
about our family?" Like, so, like, yeah, so
Wow.
that for me was big. I remember, I'll never forget one time, mom had bought me like this zebra thing from like Victoria's Secret, like this like pajama set. And it was, I had never worn it. And I remember Tim saying, "I thought you don't like animal print." And I was like, yeah, it was like, I was like in my 30s at this point. I was like, yeah, in my 20s, because I thought that was old. But now, you know, being older, I didn't mind having on an animal print, you know, at night. So
As long as it looked good.
as long as it looked nice to me.
And
So,
you ain't looking homely.
right. And I didn't buy it. So, you know, it was one of those things. But like, we change little things about ourselves all the time, and they go unnoticed by our spouse because we just always assume that we know the other one. You know what I mean? Like, we assume like that, oh, you know, this is goals now. Maybe not. And I think a part of it is lack of communication on a day-to-day and who you are. People get, what's the word, like mundane conversation. How was your day? How was your day? Oh, my day was good. Your day was good too. Now we on our phones. Now we scrolling our phone. We're not talking to each other. We're not finding out any new information about each other. We're asking about each other's day. And then after that, it's whack. What are we talking about? What are we building toward? What do you want to see in the kids? What do you want to see in the kids?
Yeah, like
You
real
know, what is like real conversations that get you insight into the people.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's not happening in a lot of people's marriages. We have gotten so addicted to that next top social media that it's becoming
I
disgusting.
said it's like dopamine.
And it's
We
like,
also-
yeah, the same people who create the casinos and the ambiance and the algorithm for the casinos make these phone games and make these social media platforms. They created to be addicted. And then not only that, it's like now, let's say me and you, we going through something. All you got to do is put a picture on Instagram.
That's it.
Now you're gonna get 50 niggas. Oh, beautiful heart eyes and all this dumb shit.
Now you're like, he don't even
And
know what he
I
is.
can't compete with 100 likes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. I'm not never gonna try to.
Yeah.
So like, I always I always try to compliment my lady, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna compete with 1,000 likes a day.
Yeah.
There's no way I can.
Well, that's where I think that's where I think social media is.
I think
the
social
biggest
media
thing.
is actually
It's
cheating.
actually the big.
I think it's cheating.
Well,
Your
I think
spouse?
Unless you have a business or a business page,
no, it is.
it's cheating.
I agree with
Because
you.
it's the equivalent of putting on something nice, sitting on the corner, going, "Thank you,
Right,
Thank you.
right. Or
thank you."
no, you're right.
Like
You're
that's
right.
the equivalent of
When
going,
you're
putting on
meeting
something
people
nice to go
that
stand
you would
outside
never come in contact
to
with.
meet strangers for them to say you look nice.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's equivalent to it.
So like prostitution?
Well,
I
you
wouldn't
got
say
the people
prostitution.
Emotional
You got the
prostitution.
people taking pictures like this.
Yeah.
Like, what do you expect to get?
They
from
like
that?
on the sink,
Honestly, what do you expect to get from that? Like,
Yeah.
there's no way that you think that's just.
and
And
I
then
feel
you got the foolish people that's liking it.
so I feel like nowadays everybody feel like they about to get paid off social media. You're not, okay?
At all.
There are certain people that will get paid because they have a lot of good content and they're
It take like 1 million views to make like $100.
yeah.
You're not
So,
doing nothing.
so a lot of people they swear about to be like celebrities from
Or you think you
Facebook and
finna
Instagram.
sell your corny product? No, you're not.
Yo,
You're
why you
gonna
so
be
mean?
so
You're gonna be sitting on that product, or you're gonna
But
buy it
it's
for no
easy
reason.
gratification, though. That's the thing with social
is.
media is you could feel down, like you said, post a picture real quick, get a few likes. Now you feel better.
Honestly,
Or-
when I feel down, I don't even post pictures.
When I feel down, everybody on social media annoys the heck out of me.
yeah,
Like I be
you be
so
so annoyed. at
annoyed. I
everything.
won't go up there for a couple of days, then I get back there when I feel better.
And it's like your phone and these
No, for real.
algorithms know what you want to see,
Yes.
and then once they know what you want to see, they show you the best of what you want to see.
Yeah.
So now you're seeing the best, and then it
Like
makes
this-
you feel
The
like,
guys that be like, remember the guys, the videos that be telling you what women want that you always be talking about?
yo, like, so
I love those
so
videos.
you're
I
sitting
like them
there,
too.
like, cause me, like, I start working out and stuff, and I'm like, all right, so let me look at what supplements is good, and what,
Yeah.
look at some of these weightlifting, and then they start showing you these niggas with perfect bodies, like, you just be like, oh,
Never mind.
I might as well just quit, like,
Well,
but that's
Same with
they
women,
make
though.
it that way. It's like a constant depression following you. So
yeah, it is.
I hate it. yo.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I like to do things like this for the motivation and inspiration, but I don't like arguing points. Like either what I'm saying aligns with you or it doesn't. And if it doesn't, mosey on about your way, and we don't have to debate. We don't have to go back and forth because I believe what I believe and you believe what you believe. So if somebody comes against something that I write or post, then I just leave it because I don't care like that. You don't even agree. Like go that way with the information that you align with. That's, you know what I mean? So, and then I'm going to still follow the information that I align with. But I wanted to say that in our marriages, like remember before, like when we was growing up and keeping up with the Joneses was only the people across the street. Those are people like down the
Your
street from you,
neighbors,
your
maybe
neighbors.
people you-
Now keeping up with the Joneses is everybody on social
In
media.
the world.
It's every girl that's going on trips, every girl being flowed out, every guy that look like he got money and all the girls. It is so much to compare yourself to compete with. It's becoming disgusting.
And it makes you think that a lot
And
of
it makes you,
options.
it's the illusion of options
And then
that
what
you
else
don't
does it
really
do?
have.
What else does it do? It makes you insecure
Mhm.
about your spouse. Like,
Yeah. It does.
like let's
It
say
does.
I put a picture up and
What you
I'm
talking
married.
about?
I'm married. I put a picture up and this mad woman like, ooh, sexy, gorgeous, delicious.
Mhm.
What do you think gonna happen when I come home from work?
Nah, who
You
was
like
that?
these little bitches, right?
You was getting a little too friendly.
But
Yeah,
listen,
yeah. Why you gotta put a heart though? Why you couldn't just like it? See,
Like the light is the word.
yo,
like-
it just turns into like just the worst type of stuff.
you
Like,
know that me and Tim, like me and Tim don't really follow each other on social media. I think actually like just the other day he like accepted my friend request that was in here for 5 years. Like I don't know, but the one thing that I do know is that those things are illusions. They are literally the illusions of options. Like everybody has this illusion that they about to get out here and be lit the moment that they don't have their situation at home, right? So, and that's what social media does. It tricks us into thinking we have way more options than we got. These thirsty guys that's underneath your picture, someone some beautiful, oh my God, in your inbox, someone some, hey,
You can't let it get to your head.
don't let it go to your head, because that man about to be just like the rest of them.
And you gonna see him under another picture.
And he's gonna be
Right
under.
after.
I promise. The fact that he's under yours, he's under a bunch of other ones too. You're not special. You're not isolated. There's nothing special about
There's
what
always
he's
another
doing to
pretty
you.
face,
There's another pretty face
body.
that he's doing it to. So like that's one of the things that I've learned from social media, and I actually don't care when girls be like on under tip stuff with the hearts and the oh this and oh that. And honestly, once he got older and he just decided to like shift his whole life, he actually ended up unfollowing and stopped following a lot of women and certain things so that it didn't even pop up. But even if it does, I literally could care less because I know first of all he's a whole mental patient. Everybody can't deal with him. So you can put a heart underneath his picture all you want. If you get in that man's presence, Lord Jesus, because he requires a lot and he just ain't about to tolerate anything. And he's definitely not gonna tolerate no disrespect, and you're gonna get checked. So like he's not gonna be fun
I'm
for
that
the
type
new
of way
age
too.
for
Like,
the
I'm
new
not.
age woman that thinks
Right,
like just
right,
because
right.
he's blazing that you about to have a good life. Nope, gotta work on yourself. Nope, self-evolution. No personal growth. Otherwise, he's gonna be tired of you like chewing gum loses its flavor. So, he's just not the one.
Yeah, I'm
So,
the same way.
so
I'm not
I
guilty.
know that now though. So I'm kind of like, as long as I keep up my personal growth and my evolution and trying to be the best version of myself, then I know that he's not gonna go anywhere because of a heart picture. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I have to be willing to put the work in, and I'm smart enough to know that. I feel like a relationship is no different than a job. Okay, When you get a job, you put your best foot forward at that interview because you want to get hired. But once you get hired, you can't show up there doing anything.
Like you cannot get lazy.
You can't get lazy on the job because somebody else is hungry for the job that you got. So like you gotta get in the job and still put your best foot forward, still act like you want the job, still act like you want the position. Otherwise, somebody else can slide in. And after a while, you keep slipping up. There's resumes that are lining up.
Social media resumes.
Social media resumes that are lining up on you. And that's how it goes.
Yeah. With the
They put that part under 1,000 others. Exactly.
Yeah, but see, I'm that way too. I'm not for everybody. I am not for everybody.
I can't see
Like
it.
you got a whole werewolf on your hands. Like, but like I said, I could be your werewolf, or I'll eat you alive. It's just how it is, man. I cannot take complacency because I'm not complacent. You know what I'm saying? I can't take complacency because I'm not complacent.
Yeah.
When you say complacency, though, what do you mean by that? Just being
What
lazy?
I mean is just
being
like
comfy, like
I know him enough, and I'm gonna do enough just to keep him contented.
you're never gonna go over and above the extra
You're
mile.
never gonna go over and above. You're never gonna try to show me nothing.
Something different.
You're just gonna be that forever. Like I can't deal with it. I just can't. Because I'm not that way.
Yeah.
That's not how I think. I'm always trying to get me and whoever's with me. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I think
So
that's
you're gonna have to change things. You're gonna have to. Oh, I thought we was doing this. Oh, we doing that now? Yeah, we doing that now. Like,
dang.
and sometimes that's too
much.
much for some.
Well, it's
But it
too
depends
much
on
for
the person.
most women now, though, because I mean, you young, but you have like old school principles.
Some of them.
But you don't have 100% of the old school principles, but you have like a lot of them. But a lot of women now don't even know how to align with masculine energy. They don't know how to move with the masculine. It's like a dance, right? So if you're trying to push and pull, he like, I said we're going, no, wait. And now you're stepping on each other's toes and the dance is not looking as good as it's supposed to. It's not fluid, you know? And we don't realize that it is our job as the woman to move. It's not their job to move. So we start to feel like, hey, no, you need to move because now it's me. And we're not realizing that we move when y'all move. We're the fluid piece on the board and y'all are the stationary piece on the board. And I think that's things that women don't understand. And then we don't understand why we're bumping heads with the guy in our life because he's trying to move the family somewhere and you're actually obstinate against it.
Like we plan and then we point. Like the 2 P's. I just made that up just now.
Oh, period, okay.
I just made up a little podcast. Like,
We plan and then we point.
We plan and then we point. The real ones, you know what I'm saying? Like we plan something like, ooh, this, if we do this, that, and the third, we can be over here by like October.
Nobody gonna hear you.
All right, you whisper.
Well, I was.
Jody be whispering on the podcast, like my God. Like, I be trying to
We're like, yeah, we
I'm
plan
next to him,
and
I'm
then
like-
we point. You gotta be willing to. You can't be the one that's saying in your head like, but I've already done this, and I've already done that, and I've already done that. Like, how much more? It's gonna be a lot more. Like, because I'm only 41, and I plan by 65 to not be working and be traveling and to be. I don't want to be working
other guys
hard
do
as
things
hell
like
when I'm
That's what
65.
they think by a certain age they want to be settled, so they want to work
I don't
hard
want to be.
now.
I don't want to
So that-
work 2 jobs when I'm
That's
65.
okay.
That's why I'm trying to do it now.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
you know
why
what I'm
you
saying?
got
Like,
the
I got
girls
the
to do it.
energy and the health to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, and that's another thing too. Like when I think me and Tim were talking about this on our podcast when Tim was like, then if you want to be equal with your man, that's not a marriage, it's a partnership.
and there'll never
And
be
you'll
a way you'll be equal because you're a woman. I'm sorry. There'll never be a way you
Look,
are equal.
Look, Tim
Never.
don't even know. She not even triggered. She said what?
Never. It will never happen.
Well, that just started like
Most
not
women get
too
so
long ago.
triggered when you say that. I don't. I love to hear it.
And now
I
I'll
don't
tell
get
you
triggered
why.
at all. I
And
don't
I'm
wanna
getting
be
ready
equal. I
to
don't
be.
want to be equal either.
I'm getting ready
I
to
don't
be
want to
abrasive
have
to
to
some.
subject.
Okay. God made us superior in intelligence. He's made us superior in physicalness and physicality. He's made it superior in mad different areas. But y'all are superior in mad different areas. And if we can, like you said, align that dance the right way, it could be beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But like, if you don't want to be, if you want to be with a man who just come home, play video games, sit on the couch, do nothing, like, and you just want companionship, okay, all right. But if you want like a real one that's out here, you're gonna have to be uncomfortable a lot. It's just gonna happen. Like, you're gonna be uncomfortable most of the time.
Now,
If you're not second guessing yourself, and saying,
Who said wow? Was that to the super? We're not equal.
no, we're
No,
not.
it was up there before.
And I would challenge anybody.
But I will
Not
say,
to be mean, but that's just what.
but
it
my
is.
question
Like,
to you is, when you say that we'll be uncomfortable most of the time.
so what I mean is this: if you're not second guessing yourself, saying like,
I turn up the ear.
what more could I be doing?
I'm cold.
What more could I be doing for him or for our family? If you're not doing that in your head, you're already behind the curve, because we're doing that all the time. A real man is always thinking about the next level, the next phase, the next, what can I do to put them in a better position? Whether you hear about it, whether we tell you or not, we are always self-evaluating and saying like, damn, am I doing enough? Am I like, do my kids got enough? Like, do they got their school stuff right? Do they got their this? Do they got their that? Like, and we are always trying to do that. So, but God is our checker. He's the one who check us and put that
I said
motor
it,
in
y'all.
us.
He said it, I mean.
But we're the one who put that in y'all.
Yes.
So if you're not willing to be like, all right, my head has just spoken, you're gonna have problems with a man like me.
I feel like most women have problems with any man that has leadership abilities. And the reason why is because I feel like that was our curse from the start with Eve, when it was like, yeah, well, your desire will be for him. And that word was to control him, not that she was just going to be so in love with him. It was going to be because you're going to want to maneuver him as opposed to him maneuvering you, right? And the one thing that I know as far as women is like, I mean, for me, because I had a father, I look for leadership in a man. I don't want a man that I'm equal to. I don't want to be equal. I want to be the softer vessel. I want to be the one that can look to you when things go wrong. The last thing I want is if something goes wrong in our household and you like, so babe, what we supposed to do? I gotta leave now.
Just put your book bag on, get on your bike, and ride away from that nigga.
I'm gonna have to stick with the thing, the that thing, because I gotta go.
Out,
My God, no one's gonna do that.
Like I don't like that. Just the idea,
Right, just say it.
Just the idea that I would have a problem and I would have to come to you and you don't got nothing for me. You looking at me like,
Newsflash, if your man hasn't in 6 months discussed a new goal or a new place he want to go or a new business he trying to start or some new something he trying to do, you got a bum. You got a beta male You got a beta male sent mangina is what you got.
Nah, for real.
That's our thing. That's our job.
It really is, because I be annoyed.
No, I be annoyed too. Let us tell you the
Next,
truth.
like,
Because this is the truth. This is true.
But no, let her. But
we
real
talk
quick.
about
No, that's
time. That's
Oh,
not what
okay.
you
I
say.
always be like, why is it always something else? Like, can
But
you
you
just be
just
content?
chill.
And that's what I mean when I say women come with a certain emotional laziness. They want to stay where they are.
Because that's
comfortable.
No, because I be content.
Once you're comfortable, you want to stay comfortable.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
it
I
sounds
mean,
like.
And,
I don't want to be stressed out.
And this is the thing too, like this is the part though, and this is the part that I was agreeing with her on is like, and agreeing with you on is that, yeah, when you do got that kind of guy, like, I mean, listen, I feel like I have, this is just me saying it, and Tim, he might be like, hell no, but because he wants even more, you know what I mean, than what I'm doing. But I feel like I've learned to align the dance because now I'm not even moved when he says, this is the next thing. I'm just kind of like, okay, then. And I'm also very cognizant of the fact that his mind changes.
Mm-hmm.
And although he said this today, that don't mean it's going to be that.
He might have done some more research. He might have looked it up for an hour.
Right.
He
So
may have read a
I'm
different
content
book.
in just being underneath the ideas
Mhm.
and content being underneath the covering, knowing that the reason he's having these ideas is for the interest of the whole.
Mhm.
And so as long as I'm okay with aligning, like now I don't resist anything. Like no matter what you say, this is what the plan is. Because you said like it comes from God. But here's the thing. Let me just say this to a lot of Christian women. And this is one thing that bothers me so much. And I have to like kind of say something, is that a lot of women be like, yeah, because the Bible say, to submit. And then a pastor will go and break it down and say that we're supposed to submit to men as they submit to God. And that's not true.
It doesn't say that.
It doesn't say that in the Bible. That's an interpretation of the Bible. So here's the reality of that. The reality of it is God gave us free will as women as to who we're going to submit to. That is where our power is. Our power as women is we get to choose who we decide to go under. Now, nobody told you to make a bad decision and go under old heathen boy over here.
Mm-hmm.
But once you go under old heathen boy, you got to align with him, period. Because the law is that you got to submit unto the husband that you chose.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because here's the thing, if submit unto him as he submit under God was a thing, then why is First Peter there that says even if you don't have a guy that believes, that it is your meek conduct and your chaste spirit that might win him over?
Mm-hmm.
So there is no, I'm just not, because that I don't have to. That's a cop out because we don't like submitting, period.
Mm-hmm.
We like to use the Bible for what we want to use it for, to make us feel good and an admonition of us, but that's not accurate. It's not biblical. Mm-hmm. Where it became biblical was when you decided to marry him. You shouldn't have married him if you didn't want to submit to him. Mm-hmm. Submission is not the issue. Your choice of man was. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's what we have to remember.
And then you're still going to have issues submitting in that.
You're still going to have an issue because we don't like it.
Because rebelliousness is just sown in our hearts, all
mm-hmm.
of us. You know what I mean? Like you see a sign that say "Don't walk on the grass," you like pick up a little mud on it. Like,
turns on red.
That's just what we do.
Right, you know? Exactly. But I think that if
you're with a good man, he is always churning. Like
there was something you said.
Is never stopping.
There was something you said the other day that I thought was really good. You were talking on the phone with Tim, and you were like, I am not a nice man. I'm a good man. And I thought about that statement because Tim's not a nice man either. He's not what I would consider nice. And then I looked at Arius. Arius is not nice either.
Arius is not nice at all.
He's a good kid though.
Yeah,
but he's not nice.
No.
There's no benefit to being nice in a society. You will get walked on. And like I said, right? Like if Tiff walks out that door and I see a man run up and grab her, like instinctively I'm killing him. Like I would just choke him until the life passes out his body. But that doesn't mean I'm nice, but I did a good thing just now. Like I did a real good thing to me.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm willing to sit in jail 100 years over the people I love. So like at the end of the day, I'm not nice at all. Like when I talk to people, I'm respectful. Yeah. Purposely, especially when you talk to men, because there's always that threat of danger there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's what sometimes women don't understand too. Is like there's a threat of danger.
Some men don't understand either when they got hips. So they just disrespect people and they don't understand that disrespect has consequences, period. But go ahead, carry on. Yeah. There's a threat of violence.
Right. So when I talk to another man, there's always a threat of violence there. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like me, 210 pounds, walking up to like somebody who's 100 pounds and he's a man. And I'm just talking to him any other way I want to.
Oh, poor guy.
That's so disrespectful because he knows in his head he can't hit me or else he die. Like, and that be the same thing with women sometimes. It's like, y'all will talk any old type of way
to a man.
Because you know you can't.
Because you know
I mean, he ain't
there's gonna be another man that comes and saves you, which is the cops. You know what I'm saying?
I don't do that.
Or a brother, or whoever, or your, you know what I'm saying, or your husband. There's gonna be somebody to help you out of that situation. If a man hits you,
I was
so it's like almost it's almost like emotional bullying when a woman screams at you. Because it's like, if a nigga was screaming at me, like,
I would
you
go
would have.
ham.
Yeah.
By now it's over.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
Tim says that to me all the time. And here's the thing, y'all, because remember, I know y'all probably remember the podcast he did. And he was like, "No, I'm gonna expose you a little bit because we had like a argument, and I was raising my voice. I was like, I don't remember what we were talking about, but I didn't agree with what he was saying, I ended up raising my voice.
this is you?
Me
To who?
to 10.
Hmm.
And I'm not a raiser of the voicer, but there are certain triggers that I have because of the traumas that we had in our relationship. So there's certain triggers that trigger me. And he was like, yeah, but Tanisha, you know, at days end, like those triggers, I here's the thing. And I understood my side, but I also understood his as well when he was like, but I'm not doing any of those things. Like your triggers are there from past stuff, but moving forward, I have been this guy for this many years. So yeah, that kind of goes, but it don't really fly like that because I've only proven and shown you that I'm not that guy anymore, right? And I had to just shut up and sit there and be like, dang, because he's right. And my softness immediately came back. You know what I'm saying?
And to think about it. The world does not care about my triggers. When
No,
I'm
it
talking
really
to
does
that
not.
man.
No, it does not. It
So,
does not.
Again, it's almost another form of emotional laziness to let your voice raise.
Yeah.
Or get yeah.
Because, like, I have traumas too. Like, we all grew up in the same house.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have traumas too, like from moving and leaving people and then meeting new people and then leaving them or getting beat up all the
Oh
time.
my God, we
Getting
stayed
chased
there.
home
That's
from
why we're
school
here.
or having to beat up girls for you or
Period.
you getting
You
punched in
still
the face
will.
with guys for me or just like, you know, or remember at my birthday party, y'all was doing was fighting and like I was just like drunk, not knowing what was going on.
Yo, you got stopped.
Yo, Tip got stomped
She
out.
got up
Why did
so
somebody
she
smack me in
got
my head?
up so fast with them heels on. It was mad fast. I never seen nobody
Because
get
I
up.
slipped on some liquor.
Yeah, she slipped on some water that was on the floor. She was like, and she popped up so quick. She was like one of those things when you was a kid, you punch it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't want to get caught slipping like on the ground.
I ain't never seen
I
nobody
remember
get
the
up
dude
that fast.
grabbed me and I just seen Anisha little fist like, I was like, oh.
I'm saying, don't do it.
No,
I'm
but
not
we
calling
seen
you
him
out.
like that was crazy. We was like we was
Yeah,
watching.
we was right there.
And then on the other side,
was
Tip
on it.
was banging like,
He was on it. We seen him
I was
come
like,
up. He
yo.
said, oh, what's going on here? He said, yo, let me take you outside. Yo, he was like, huh?
You was
Bomb.
drunk. Yeah.
Before you even had the chance.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
this is the part though.
but like we grew up in the same house and I'm just
We
saying,
did.
I have traumas too.
Yeah.
That don't mean I can just walk outside and talk to a grown man any way I want to without knowing I'm gonna get into a fight.
Yeah, no, that's true. And that's
Especially a man way bigger and way stronger. I'm too smart for that. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm way too smart to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm gonna lull him to sleep or shoot him. Like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
fight no man that's 300 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
Raise my voice at him like I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
You
No.
gotta be smarter than that.
Yeah,
Like,
and this is the part that I think women like is that we want to be able to get that aggression and then not receive that aggression back. And I do think that isn't fair. And it is a form of emotional bullying. It's no different than a guy bullying you with his body. You know what I'm saying? A woman being disrespectful and wilding out and thinking that it's okay is no different than a guy yoking you up and threatening you and saying he's gonna hit you if you
Yeah.
don't stop.
Right.
So it's equal for both of us because as much as we wouldn't like being hit by y'all don't like being yelled at by us. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely get
I
that.
don't like being yelled at, period.
Yeah, right. So
You know, it's not just you.
right,
I'm not
exactly.
just picking you out the bunch, wife.
I learned to say nothing. Coming from a history of abuse, I unfortunately but fortunately learned to control my tongue.
period.
Let's
I
hope that
think-
person's telling the truth.
Well, let's hope because I think that people,
They learn.
I mean, the thing about it is like, there's certain things that, again, like, what was our topic on this one? Because I think we
Our
kinda
topic
went-
is why
why
do people
marriages
get it-
are failing.
Oh, okay.
And
I
this
thought
is
we-
a big part of it because women be out here wilding and being disrespectful and thinking a guy gonna want to stick around for that.
At each one, I think I said it at the last podcast. Each of my male cousins I talk to have to only date. They only want a wife that has a mother and father in the home. Yeah, that's
They've
it.
all said that because they
Mhm.
said that then they would know how to respect a man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unfortunate.
Most women out here haven't had any adult male in their life at all,
That's
besides their teachers or some
unfortunate too.
older guy who was smashing while you was in middle school. Like, I mean,
But you know
and
what?
then you go from that to having a son, and then he grew up to be an adult.
You're a
and then
man.
you have
And now that's your
relationship.
husband.
That's your man.
Yeah.
But
But
outside of that, women don't even know how to deal with a man. Men don't either. Like,
yeah,
men are mad emotional out here. That's why all these shootings, and
Yeah.
when you get an emotional man, you get violence. You
Well, this
get
is what-
jail time. You get getting caught for drugs. You get dumb decisions. You get all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From just not having a dad. You know what I mean?
that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say from my observation and just learning different things over the years, I have literally seen. One, we were saying in the podcast last week that where Tim was like, when a woman didn't have a father, she doesn't even know how to deal with the authority of a man. She doesn't understand that.
At all.
There was times when I'd be like, I want to go to the dad, and
mom be like, well, dad
and
be
dad's
like, nah.
no. And that's just what it is.
Yeah.
And once
He didn't even explain it.
No, because once the base came that said no, it was like, okay, you just walk back upstairs and go
Everybody
in your room.
in the car just be like, oh, all right.
Nobody says nothing. And even if mom try to have our back, it's too late. It's our back for next time because she's not gonna override.
Yeah,
the
she's
decision
not gonna
that
override
time.
this one.
So she gonna be like, yeah, but you know, she's been mature, she's been acting right. You gotta give her a little more freedom. Maybe next time I can go,
Right.
but not this time once he already said, because that would be like the extent of it. But then I thought about it too, that okay, so we were saying in the podcast that so then a girl grows up with her mom. And then he was saying that they have that relationship where it's more of a partnership. Like there's a dialogue back
bartering
and
system
forth.
that
girlfriend.
goes on.
Yeah, like a
Mom,
girlfriend.
please
like,
let me just
"Mom,
go.
so-"
I'll do the dishes.
Right.
I'll
And
do
she's like,
this.
all
I do my
right.
chores.
And then we want to translate that into our relationship. But then I thought about it too. We have the other side where the moms are raising the sons. And now the men that are out here are reacting in the emotional capacity that their moms would have. So instead of being calm men,
Instead of being stoic, collected,
leader,
quiet, like sometimes the best decision you can make is no decision at all. Just
right?
stop, look, and listen. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? Like, that's what me having a dad helped with. Like, I don't always have to respond right now, right then. What just
Mhm.
happened? Like, I could stop for a second and be like,
Let me see. Hold on.
this
You
don't
gotta assess
feel
the
right. This
situation.
don't sound right. Like, you know,
Mhm.
And
but like responding emotionally is a trait of being raised by your mom.
right, exactly, because that's what
Mhm.
happens. And I think that that's what's happening. So let's talk about the money part, because that part is the crazy part. So let me ask you this. Do you believe in 50-50? You believe a woman should pay 50% of bills and you take only the other 50%? Or do you believe that the man should provide the household and the woman contributes? Do you believe the woman should be at home and the man provides? Like, what do you think about that?
I'm like 100% traditional, but I'm 100% traditional with like a kicker.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it should be my job to take care of all things that we need as far as bills
Okay.
and big purchases.
Okay.
Like toilet paper and this and that.
And little
like
stuff, candles for the house, little rugs.
Like,
Yeah.
you can take care of that if you want to work.
Okay.
My whole thing is,
You believe the woman
my whole
should
thing
have
is,
a
I'd rather
choice to
you
work?
not work. I'd rather you not work. I'd rather you be 100% available for our family.
Oh.
But I understand in this society,
You gotta be called an abuser.
Abuser. And this is because I'm being called emotionally abused right now. Like I don't even have the stature.
I'll
But
take-
why? Our
see,
mom didn't work.
But I don't have the
part of having a dad.
this
This is a good part about having a dad. Like, I don't care what other people think. It's my house, nigga. Like,
I don't care what you think.
you
Like,
think she abused?
Yeah.
Come save her, nigga. I don't know.
But you're crazy.
But no, the funny thing about it is,
But so in
he's
my head,
actually saying that he don't even want his woman to work.
I
I
rather
got a job.
I'd rather take care of you.
Period.
You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
we
But-
like that. We like that.
But
But woman would think it's because you
wanna
be able
go- you wanna
control
dominate her.
Yeah. So
well, I don't
explain
care
yourself.
what other women think. Like the right woman for me will know what I think. But since we're on a podcast, let me explain
Yeah,
why.
you gotta expound. Like
Right.
it's so controversial. It's
Right, because he
insane.
really doesn't care what other people think.
No, he really doesn't care what other people think.
But
That's
you
why
just
when
still
people
gotta-
say I do.
But you just gotta explain it just so
So
that
that
All
they
right.
know where you're coming from.
So I believe it's just, and biblically even, it's just a man's responsibility to take care of you. Like that's why your dad leads you down the aisle, and then your husband pick you up.
No.
pick up where you left off.
You
It's
pick-
like, all right,
I pick up. I pick
My
up.
whole
When
thing is, I heard that was from the 1800s.
well,
what is to take
What
care-
Yodi just said, because that's what we said in our podcast, right? That the father gives the authority to the husband,
right.
Mhm.
and then okay,
So the
yeah,
But that's
husband
the
takes
point
over
of the
from where your
father.
dad left off. So
I'm resentful.
I'd rather take care of you, but I understand in this society they don't pay black men enough. They don't
Yes.
pay black women enough. They don't pay enough. Period.
So you
it's
might have
just-
to have two incomes.
So
Sam.
you may have to help out a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
I get
You
what
may have to get a part-time job if you
Mhm.
want to. If you're not satisfied with our
Yeah.
standard of living
Yeah.
with
Okay.
just my money, I understand.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say, because mom and dad didn't work, but I also said that we had to live within the means of our father's income, right?
Yeah, like,
because
so-
that's how it works. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's you gotta be.
But
content
I
with that.
understand, like, you might want things that
More.
Yeah,
I can't
Keep
do.
it
I keep up with the Jones.
You
That's
know,
what-
So go ahead and get you a
mascara.
part-time job or a
Mhm.
full-time job. But if you do get that job, do not let this house and these kids slack a bit,
Mhm.
because I'm on your heels about it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care nothing about your job. Like, you wanted that. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Like,
This
I
is
really don't.
insane.
Like, and let me just be 100% honest. I care
It's
nothing
not- it's
about
not
your
the
job.
same.
Like, and then it's like, it's hard to watch a woman. If your boss say change, you'll change like that.
yeah.
If your kids want something different to eat, you'll change like that. You know what I'm saying? You whatever family, you'll change just like that. But then your husband say, I need this tweak a little bit.
Because I'm my job, and
Yeah.
This is the part that
And that's why
I can
marriages
see
fail,
why. I
because
can
men
see
need
why.
to be your number one priority. And like, no matter what a man says to you, that's how he feels.
I agree
I'll
with
speak
that.
for most men. I'll speak for 80% of men when I
Oh,
say
you're speaking for the ones that's not the
they
big man sitting
want
in
to
giants.
be 80. They want to be your number one priority. Like, you wake
Yeah.
up 3 hours before work to put on makeup, to put on all this bullshit,
No, I don't.
but you would never ever wake up to make me an omelet. And an omelet take 10 minutes.
What is happening right now?
No, but he is kind of right though.
No, I know.
But
It's
you
to
will
look
wake
good
up
for
to
somebody else.
prepare and mentally prepare and get yourself right
I
and look
feel
good for whoever's there
Dang.
and da 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 da. But like at the same time, in token, and when I get home from work, it's
Yeah.
not like you will put on something extra for me.
Oh man, that's sad.
You got, you know what I'm saying? You had on what you had on when I left. Like,
Oh no, she didn't get dressed up for you.
I'm just saying
saw her in the
hypothetically. I'm
dressing
not
room?
saying she or
No, I'm
she
saying
didn't or
no.
not.
I'm
yeah,
talking
you
about
talking about
a
in
woman
general.
She
In
saw you
general,
dressing-
a
she saw
woman
her
will do
dressing-
all this for her job. She'll do all this for her kids.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then the one person who's taking care of you, taking
Yeah,
care
you're
of
not-
all the bills,
Damn.
making sure you're safe. If somebody hits you, they're going to jail for you. Like,
Yeah.
that person can't get an omelet.
Oh wait, no, because the wife is more tactical.
All right, D. All right. You know what?
She gotta go out and say take cover with the kids, even though the man's supposed to die for you. Come on, man, stop. Stop.
I can't even get that.
Woo, we know who ain't going to the one first.
Yeah, the gut part.
Wait. So somebody said, I'm assuming this is a man. We live in a society where it's hard for men to get jobs or great paying for your worth.
That's true.
That's sad.
My whole thing is, let me just say this.
That's true. That's why sometimes you
Wait, Isis said, but do you men get home and go shower, brush your teeth, go get a fresh cut? It smell good for us. Do y'all stay fit in the gym?
Stop it. Y'all supposed to be the pretty good looking ones.
So y'all can be chub.
No,
I'm not saying we could be
we're
ugly.
supposed to
What I'm saying
do
is,
that, but
if your man come home and stuff sweaty nuts in your mouth, he don't respect you at all. Divorce that nigga.
Not stuff.
he stuffed them things in your mouth soon as he get off work. Like, come on, bro. There's laws in the Bible about washing this stuff. You should not have work nuts and then just be dumping them in a woman's face. Like, like that's not right. He think you a jump off. So, but I see where ISIS is coming from. But what I'm saying is the woman's supposed to be the pretty, put together, picturesque one of the bunch. We're the men. We're not supposed to be pretty, be all in the mirror and put the butter on our nipples.
Not with that little musky smell under the.
Nah, but I mean, clean yourself. You're supposed to be clean. You're supposed to be a clean man. You know what I'm saying?
She said, "Well, I get what you're saying, but
Oh, man.
you know, she said, I get what you're saying." But the funny thing about it is, this is the crazy part.
How am I able to see Isis' name? I'm sorry.
Because
Nobody else is-
ISIS, she granted herself to
Okay.
ISIS. So, but
I don't know what that means, but.
But y'all get what I'm saying, right?
yeah, no, I understand exactly what you're
No,
saying.
yeah, because
And the funny thing
go
about
outside and you see mad pretty women. So
Yeah,
that's
I
a part of
feel
why
like-
divorces are.
Men have paint on their nails and dirt under their nails and da 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 because we be working.
Yeah.
Like, but then when we get home, I mean, taking the showers should be pretty much the minimum of what you need. Besides,
yeah, that should be the minimum.
like we shouldn't be all in the mirror like for hours, like
Mm-hmm.
you know, what I mean? Cocoa buttering up. Like that's
My thing, the one thing I was gonna say to get back to one
that's
of the
mega
things-
feminine actually.
But just stay tight. Like, just.
Yeah, just be
stay
clean.
Yeah, cleanliness is next to godliness. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one of the things that you said before, and I thought about it was when you were like, oh my God, the women will get up and do all this stuff, and your man should be your first priority. This is a problem when women work, right? And that's because we can't find the balance. When we work, and we work in an organization where there is another man on top of us. There's another man that is our leader, we're the subordinate to another man. Women only have the capacity to submit to one man in your life. That's why the authority is passed from the father to the husband, because once it's passed to the husband, your authority,
Your
the
daddy
father
got
no
no
more
say.
has no more authority in your life. And when you have a job and your direct boss is a man, then you only have the room, the capacity to listen to one man. So if it's that man, then when you get home, your husband is not that man, because we don't know how to. We almost like, remember in Total Recall? When
Y'all give yourselves away by how you talk. Like,
what you mean?
let's say I give you a suggestion. I'm your husband. That's
Yeah.
Well, listen, while you at work, do such and such a sort of thing because I could tell this person right here kind of.
Yeah.
Well, what Paul said.
Who the hell is
If
Paul?
you tell me what Paul said
Oh, the
after
boss
I
man?
just told you something,
Oh yeah.
I know Paul
Where your
is the
mind
one you're
is.
submitting to.
Yeah.
Paul is the.
A man always knows like who his woman's body is submitted to and her mind is submitted to.
Wow, that's crazy.
Like,
But another
because
thing.
y'all give yourself
But
away.
who was
But no, women do. They'll be like, oh, but
Well, Paul was telling me I'm good because
remember on the 50
All right.
days when that guy she was dating the white guy that was at the job, and then she was with her little husband,
Mhm.
and how she was acting weird, but she was actually sleeping with the. I'm not even talking about sleeping with the guy. I'm just talking about we only have the capacity to submit to one guy.
it says that in the Bible. You'll love
Yeah.
one and hate the other.
Right, you're gonna love one and you're gonna detest the other. So, but another thing is a lot of women be like, I want to work. We have this capacity, this mentality that's like, I want to work, and then I remember Tim asking me because he said, "Then what is the man here for?" And I said, "Dare I say what?" I don't say this because I don't believe in it, but most women be like, "I just want a man that can help me." And I said to him, I said, "Women are so confused because men are not here to help. We're the help.
Mm-hmm.
Men are not here. They're not put on this earth to help women. We are put on this earth to help them." So when a woman says, "I just want a man that can help me," you're already out of order.
You already,
I've never-
you
Because
already-
he's supposed to be taking on 85, 90% of the brunt, and you're supposed to be the contributing factor to what it is that he needs to get done. It is not supposed to be you're doing 85%. And then if only I could just get a guy to come in and help me pay a couple of my bills, like that's weird. But
I
because
just think that's a
we've
trauma
gotten
response.
it is, but we've gotten ourselves
I'm
in
sorry,
positions where
I'm-
we're not valuable to guys because we got mad baby fathers.
You on your own mission.
and you on your own mission. You got mad, you made mad bad decisions at a young age. You got mad baby fathers, and now you're like, what guy is gonna come on and be like, oh, I want to take this on. I would love to take on you and your aggravating baby fathers because you got 6 of them.
But I do.
And now I got to deal with 6 of them.
But they probably say that because they probably feel like if something happens and they have to get a divorce, they'll still be on their feet.
Yeah,
I'm
they'll be
thinking more
okay.
like the younger generation.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
exactly
know
what it
that's
is.
what they think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's why they want to be the
The
go-getters.
younger generation is getting smarter.
That's why
Yeah,
it's the
'cause-
music we're listening to where
Yeah.
it's like she got it wrong, and
Mhm.
she ain't got like it's all of it and it's intently done. So that's the thing. Like the
Yeah, it
music,
is.
it just makes us want to go out. Not me, because I don't want to
Like
that much.
it should really be like the man's life is the business. Like he's the CEO
Mhm.
and you are the whatever's under the CEO. So his life should be what you're helping,
Mhm.
not just money. It could be anything. It could be, let's say he's short on money because he's a hard worker, but let's say his construction is down this season
Yeah.
or whatever. Help with the money. But
Yeah.
if he don't need money, he needs somebody to make his food.
Mhm.
Then do that.
So he don't spend money on food.
Gotcha.
Do that.
Yeah, exactly.
If he don't need food, he needs the kids all taken care of because
So
he don't
it's
got
safe
no
to say
time to do
You
it.
don't believe in
He
50-50.
works 12 hours a day and sometimes 15.
It's safe to say.
And when he
don't
get
believe in
home,
50-50,
he
y'all.
can't pick up the kids. He can't drop them off. He can't wash them. He can't bathe them. He can't pack their book bag. He can't.
But
help
how
with the
often
homework.
do he get
Do
taken
that.
from school? From
So
my
what I'm
dad?
saying is just like whatever your man needs is what your job is. Like,
Yeah, whoever you decide
whoever
to marry.
you decide to
be
jump
under.
into life with,
Mhm.
that's your job.
Yeah. So do
Not
you
your
think that
own
50-50 is a part of why marriages get are getting divorced so much?
Yes, because once a woman pays 50% of anything, she don't respect you as a man no more.
Oh.
That's just
Okay.
what it is. She just don't.
No.
She can't.
So another man said it. Oh.
No,
She
right.
can't.
So
No,
wait.
right.
So why doesn't she respect you as a man anymore? Tell me
Because
that.
she's doing what a man will do. Once a woman puts on that, like this is the thing,
Yo, I
and
can't stand
society,
him.
society do
I
this.
literally can't.
Society do this. They said,
Yeah, they did. I think it was set up by design.
They said, let's get these women out here working,
Yeah.
right?
I
And
think it
then
was
once a
set up by
woman
design.
throws on that masculine coat to
Yeah.
tell people what to do and to delegate
Yeah.
and to be the supervisor and to do this and to do, she's already masculine.
Mhm. So do you think if you have somebody like that,
So-
it emasculates the man?
I don't think it emasculates the man. I just think he don't got no need for that.
Well, let me ask
He
you
don't
this.
have a need for that.
Let me ask you this because I actually I feel like a lot of women feel like being a boss is different than what they actually do. Like
If you got your own business,
you got
you're
a
not
little,
a boss.
You got a little bundle business, you're not a boss. You run a little own salon, you're not a boss. You're a boss.
If you don't have 10 employees, you're not a boss.
right,
Sorry.
exactly. Okay, thank you. So
I've never
we
considered
Shut
clarify
up
that.
with that.
So,
You're not a
so
boss.
I'm a teacher at my job, but I feel like the problem with women is even when they have those jobs, right? You just got to learn how to turn that issue off when you get home because now you're not the leader there.
Yeah.
The leader, you're not the
There's
leader
different
there.
positions and different
There's
titles.
different positions and
each
titles
job.
in each place that you're at, right? So it's fine. Like when I go to work, I tell a lot of people what to do. I'm the teacher. I don't even consider myself the boss. I am the teacher. I am the mentor, right? But when I get home, I'm not the teacher. I am the wife, and my job is to see. I feel like a part of my mission, just as a woman, for the man that I have, is to inspire him to be a greater version of himself,
Mhm.
right? So I never tell him what to do.
Mm.
There is no scenario where I'm like, what you need to do is, and what my whole thing is, I actually ask him, like, do you mind if I give you my opinion? Like,
Mhm.
can I speak? Can I say something? Oh, and then he'll say, yeah, sure. Or he'll be like, let me finish or whatever. But my job is to, in my unsaidness, in my unspokenness, still cause him to be the best version of who he's called to be. And who he's called to be is listening to his inner self and then consulting with me if I feel a certain way about it. Like if I'm like, I don't feel right, I don't know, he might take that into consideration in his data that he's
Mhm.
collecting, right? And I understand that even in that data collection, he might not go my way. He still might sway that way. And I'm just gonna have to go with that.
Most men do
And I
until they
think-
hear another man say it.
Exactly. And
But
I
regardless, we always talk about that.
we always talk about that because we'll say
I
it.
don't listen to nothing.
We don't
say
listen to things
until
unless another man may
says
say it.
Yeah, most of the time.
So
Because you know
what are you
it's true.
thinking?
That's true, right?
Then
This
I
is
think
kinda
I don't
like-
listen to women.
It's kind of like
Most,
I think
most
men
women
like
don't know
me.
what they talking about. Like they don't know what they talking about. Like, why would I listen to you?
It's so like Petey.
You don't know what you talking
Your
about.
son is you.
Yo, he really is.
the same exact person is in.
I was thinking I'm a You just
No,
be
but like,
But what if you have a wife that's
so
wise?
no, so that's the thing. You who are you?
So
who are
now
you
this is
talking
this
about?
is the
'Cause-
thing. This is the thing. Now, if your wife is studied in a certain area,
Okay.
you can defer to her in that area if you decide
If you
to.
please.
No, for real. Because
But
Even-
no, remember
even-
Tim said that on the podcast. He said there's
Depends
certain
on what it
things
is.
that I defer to my wife
Like,
on
for
because she's more
instance, like-
educated in that area.
Well, here's the thing with
If
Pee Wee.
you're a-
He won't talk like this, but his actions prove that it
it
ain't.
don't matter what you talking about.
No, unless then when I can say the same thing and when somebody else say, but I
You
said
want to
that.
go like this.
well, that'd be kind of my gripe. But
You're
but
I'd be so
cause
mad.
that's what I'd be mad about. Like I told you this years ago. But like if your wife is she does taxes for a living.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now I don't
That's
know much
different.
about taxes. I don't know how
Yeah.
you do it, how much you owe. I don't know none of that.
Mhm.
If she does it for a living and she say, listen, like we should file this because this gonna happen, da 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 da.
Yeah. What?
I'm gonna listen to her, but I'm also gonna get other information too. And then we
You got
still
to-
might not go in her direction, or we might. Like it
Wait,
depends.
I
I'm
I
gonna
feel like I feel like
I'm gonna get the info. But if she's already doing that for a living,
yeah.
90% of the time I would listen to her
Yeah. Gotcha.
about doing the taxes if she's a tax.
If that
writer.
is her thing.
Let me
That's her
read
thing.
some of the comments. I get what Yodi is saying, but give us something to get sexy for it. What woman did that?
Give us something to get sexy.
And then somebody said, how can anyone
Penis.
talk about any experience outside of their own personal experience? So then
What did they
ISIS,
say? What-
how
How
can
can anyone talk about anything outside it? Well, because
Well,
here's the thing. There's certain things
We all can
that,
talk about whatever we want to talk about because we have an opinion on everything.
yeah, that's true.
we
And
we
another-
can't see like who's who?
we can't see who's talking. It just says Facebook user. But here's the thing: when it comes to
ISIS, wait,
hold on. Let me defer to that. Where it says, how can anyone talk about any experience outside of their own personal experience? Well, that's
That's
what
what our
therapists-
politicians do. They
that's
don't
what
live in the hood,
therapists
but they
and
make
life
laws.
coaches do all the time. We don't have to have a personal experience with something to be able to talk about it. Yes, a personal experience does make it a little better, but at the same time, some people
Sorry.
just have the gift of insight and wisdom, and there are things that are universal principles that work for the whole. It's not really that we're
Our,
There's
poli-
we're not
things
being
that-
our
judgy.
politicians, right? They make laws all day long.
Well,
about
it
prison
really
reform,
doesn't
about the
matter.
hood,
And
and
it-
they don't live there. They haven't lived there in 30 years. So
right, but people could also just say their opinion. That's what podcasts are for. But let's see what ISIS. So I oversee a department. I sign the checks. I am the boss at work. However, when I get home, I am not in that position. I am the helpmate, and my work also doesn't come before my husband.
Thank God.
A
That's
lot
why
of men are
That's why
not.
he's still there, guys.
A lot of men are not leaders, good talkers, but half of them don't move the way Yodi is saying they move. Oh, that's his wife commenting. Oh, so that's Retta. That's saying how. Oh, okay. All right. I'm sitting down. All right. All righty.
Get out of that.
So what's the so yeah, so I
I'm
think
not speaking on
It's-
anything about my personal.
it's the fact.
no, we're not talking about personal stuff right now. We're just talking
No,
in
I
general.
do
about-
because it's
General.
my
I'm not going
life.
to talk about my personal life on this, but
I did.
from what I've been through in my life, and from what I've seen people go through, and from what
Yeah.
I know, like I'm also an intelligent person.
Mhm.
I see the same thing with every relationship.
Yes, data. The data proves.
It's
a lot
almost
of
like
it.
I'm a supercomputer that takes into account body language, regular language, situations, all that, and I compile it into a little, and this is what it is. Like for me,
Yeah.
Data.
I could be wrong in whoever's eyes, but from what I see, a lot of women want you to leave them until they're comfortable.
Yeah.
Once you lead them to a comfortable place, they want no more leadership and they want a partner from that moment forward.
For that, yeah, got you.
Why you keep going? Like, why do
We
you?
supposed to camp here, put our tent.
We supposed to
up
pitch
here.
our tent and no, we keep going. That's what That's what a real man is going to do. He's going to keep going. Like,
I think as long as you keep her a part of the
vision
and stuff, I think it's.
and I think you also need to
fine.
have fun in the process. You need to like stop at a certain place.
Yeah, go. You can stop
Like,
somewhere.
we made it. Like, we got here.
Have
Like,
a rest
yes.
stop,
Like,
rest
let's
stop.
have a rest. Let's rest for a
no
minute.
different than driving
But,
from
like,
here to North Carolina.
But understand, my mind is still,
It's still
on next
going
year.
on the plan. We're still
So,
trying to get there.
you know,
I get it. It makes sense to me.
So basically, it's social media. It's the 50-50 that's making marriages have divorces.
yeah. Because remember what I said.
Social media 50-50.
Women back in the day had to respect their husband.
Yeah.
They couldn't say it when their husband came home. They couldn't say, "Nigga, this and that, and that,
Yeah,
because this man works 2 jobs
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
you stay home.
Mm-hmm.
You need this man's money. You need it.
Yeah.
You cannot live without it.
And you probably respected what he did because
And some
he
other
was
man
out
might
so
come.
long.
Some other man might come, but he just gonna bust the cheeks. He not gonna pay the bills like this man was doing.
Yeah.
So it pays to respect this man,
Mm-hmm.
right? But it also behooves him to come home and kiss you up and rub you up and say thank you, baby, and try to make you feel good about what you're doing. Because outside of that, his kids are orphans, and his house is disgusting, and he don't have nothing to eat.
Right. Yeah.
So we had to
So-
respect each other back in the day. Now the contract is broke.
Mm-hmm.
Men do what women do. Women do what men do. We all do what we all do. Like, and now there's no reason to respect a man as a man, and there's no reason to respect a woman as a woman.
So let's talk about that. So a lot of people get upset about the term gender roles and that there's no such thing anymore with gender roles and the mom being the mom and the dad being the dad. The dad needs to take just as much responsibility for the kids and the cooking and the laundry, and the woman can work and do the 50-50.
How you feel about that?
Okay, so how I feel about it is so I feel about this is, and it's a 2-part thing. I feel like if a man is asking for 50-50 from a woman, right? Tim was saying that 50-50 is the maximum that a woman is willing to contribute financially in a relationship. That is the maximum.
Without disrespecting.
Right. No. Most women don't want to do 60% because now she's carrying you, right? So the minimum, the maximum we want to do is half. We would want to do less if possible.
And I'm saying this for a reason.
I know. I
while
got you.
still respecting him
Mm-hmm.
50%. Because once she goes to 60,
No, here's the thing. I don't even think while still respecting him 50%. Because if I'm doing half, there's no reason to respect you because I'm respecting me now. Right? So let me say this. So then if you're going 50-50 as a man with a woman and you are giving you're giving her 50% of the financial responsibility, then that means she has 50% of the financial responsibility, with you still wanting 80% of the housework done. Right? So a man should never put a woman in a position where she has to do 50-50 because he's still going to, at a core level, require the things that need to be done in the
and
house.
if you have a good woman, she's naturally going
to do those things. So
anyway.
she's going to be overworked and
She's going to be
overmatched
overworked and very tired.
and
This is
resentful.
That's why.
So you can't not do the housework just because you're working.
Right. So now
That's
you're not gonna look at the dishes and go, well, it's his turn. The fact that I don't want to see the dishes, so I'm gonna do them anyway.
Yeah.
So that's that. So when it comes to that, I feel like if a man is gonna make a woman go 50-50, then yeah, he shifts the gender roles at that point because now he got to step up and do just as much housework as she's doing, which is weird because it don't work like that. I do think if a man is doing like 80-20, 70-30, that if I'm offering 30% financial contribution, I still have that other 70% to do at home. So I believe, in my personal standpoint, that a woman should never go above 30% in contribution.
Mm-hmm.
It should never be more than 30% because the 70% she's still going to give automatically to her home, to her husband cooking, to her kids' food, to packing the snacks, to cleaning the house, buying the candles, getting it to smell good, all that stuff. If you're asking your woman to go 50-50, she's still going to give you 50% financially and then another 70 in the house. And now she's overmaxed at 120%.
Now she don't want to
now.
do nothing with you at the end of the
Now she can't have sex with you because she's sleepy.
Mhm.
And now she needs
That's
to take
so true.
melatonin.
And
she
this
needs to
is
take a
what
sleep
day.
Yodi-
And now you can't sleep because you're just overly anxious.
And this is
like,
what
and
Yodi's
get off me.
and this is what Yodi's supercomputer has already
yeah.
thought about.
Mhm.
Like,
Don't even work. Just don't even do it.
I
Learn
I
to
don't
live
even
with
work.
what I
I'll be
bring
like
home.
that.
Right? Learn to live with what I bring home. You know, learn to live what your husband brings home. Stop always wanting and let these screens
Well, if social
tell
media,
you
that's
want
the
this
thing.
and you want that and you want this and you want that.
No,
right?
it's social media. I really think it's social media though. Like
That's what I
y'all
said. Letting these screens tell
Yeah,
you what you
you're
want.
seeing
Like,
people
learn
on
to live
vacation.
what your husband brings home.
be content with what they got. Like Nisha said, mom was content with whatever we had for dad spending in his job. That was it.
And he wasn't always.
And even if she did work, it'd be like something on the side where she just
Yeah,
spent
and if
it
you want
shopping.
to work part-time, that's cool. That's your money. But don't forget the house. Like, matter of fact, the house is your number one priority. And me.
Mhm.
No, I'm your number one priority.
Yeah, then the
And what I want is the number one priority. Like, that sounds crazy, right? But I'm dead ass.
No,
like,
that's what marriage is.
because I don't want nothing that's gonna. What I want is what's best for our house. What I want is what's
Yeah.
best for everybody involved. So if I give like a directive, it's going to benefit everybody. It's not just going to benefit me.
Well,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
not what it's supposed to do. Who this? It's not. No, it's not about her vision. It's only the man's vision. Whoever that is, you got to say your name. I can't see who it is, but
If
is
you
it?
have your own
Is that
vision,
saying it's not about? Wait,
Be
it's
single.
not about her vision.
if you have your own vision,
only the
you're
man's
single
vision?
with a man.
Oh, you're trying to say it's only the guy's vision. Like basically, the woman's vision doesn't matter, is what I'm reading. I think
I
Well,
don't know.
if that's a question, the answer is no.
it's not
it
really a
doesn't.
question. It's just like a.
Not no,
phrase.
it doesn't.
It's just.
Her vision. I mean, like, okay,
It
her
just says.
ideas and her input
No, it's not
matter.
about her vision in capital letters. It's only the man's vision.
Yes,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
where I'm going in life, and where you're helping
You meet
us
where you
go in life. If I've made a family, it's where I'm bringing my family.
I always
Your
say
vision
that,
is not. If you want a vision, you're single with a man.
period.
If you have a vision,
I think, and I
if
always
you have
say
a
this,
vision for your life and for what you want and for what you think need to go on,
Yeah.
you are single with
with
a
a man
man,
hanging around.
because God don't give y'all vision. He give y'all input and insight
Yes.
and help.
Yep.
He don't give y'all the vision.
Right.
That's not what he do. So stop. Like when women say, "Well, I
Adopting
got a
traits
vision
that-
too." Like, no, you don't. What you have is input on what I've already told. Like on what I've already told you where we want to go, where we want to get to. Like, I'm telling you where we're going.
Yeah.
And understand, if you got a man that's like honoring God, having the best character he can to and being righteous as he can, you have to just trust in that.
Text her.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
she could walk
because if you have a man like that, he's not going to put you in a situation where he's taking advantage of you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So God gives the man the vision before he even meets a woman. That man has a vision. That man has a goal. He has a purpose. And it is the woman's job to help him fulfill that purpose.
I always say
And then
it
he
as a
makes
trainer.
mini me's that help the legacy of that purpose, supposedly.
Yeah.
Like, if I was back in the day, 100 years ago, if I was a woodsmith and I did wood, my kids do wood, my sons do wood.
Yeah.
You help do everything you can to do whatever, help with the sales, the books, whatever else,
No, now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What?
We text
I'm
her
telling
mom.
Harm to walk here because she got the game. She'll up real soon. No, well now because it's about to.
So like the kids are the legacy, the woman is the help, the man has the vision. That's
Yeah.
my
Okay,
thing.
I get you.
Now, if you are hell bent on working, you got to kick down some of that money because now you're not putting the house first.
Mhm.
You're putting that job first. And now I need some of that money.
So what about the men who just like 50-50? What is like
They're
they
not
like
men
it? Like,
yet. They're not men yet.
this is why I'm asking because I just really want to know your opinion.
They're not men yet.
Do you hear what you're saying?
What?
A
That's
man
so
who
what about
wants
the men
50-50
who like 50-50?
are not men yet. They haven't grown up to be men yet.
So they're half men.
They're half men, mangina. That's what they are.
Yoni, you know how many people are gonna be coming at you?
No, I'm saying, okay, look, if you're in a situation, like, again,
So somebody
because
said,
society gets hard.
what if your vision is what brought y'all together, goals, etc.?
What you mean?
Like, what if it's your vision that what brought y'all together? Like, I guess the woman had a vision and that's what brought y'all together.
Like you was like, oh, I would like you to be my wife because you got the same type of vision I got. Like we on the same path, basically.
Yeah, I don't really want to hear my opinion. So.
No, but I just want to hear your opinion.
I just am listening because I'm a neutral bystander. But and then somebody said I don't agree, and then somebody said, I used to say I need that grounded in scripture because scripture says, "For I know the plans I have for your life."
No, I have a plan for a man's heart. I know the plans of a man's heart.
Wait, but she said without I have fear like without vision people perish. It doesn't say without man's vision. I need Yodi to run that one back. And then somebody else said, so what brings the man and woman together if there's no commonality?
The commonality is he's a man and she's a woman.
Oh, so that just the energy of them being different, just them masculine and feminine.
Like,
so
we
basically, you can just marry anybody. So
we're
then, how do you
overcomplicating.
choose?
All right,
How do
so
you
let me
choose?
say this: we're overcomplicating it.
Okay.
A man, when he's 10 years old, has a vision for his life. When he's 15, when he's 20, when he's 25, when he's 30, when he's 35, when he's 40.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
He picks a woman, hopefully, because usually what happens is people have sex, and then they get into a situationship, then they have kids, and then now you gotta be now we're not really
like y'all wasn't supposed to be together. It's just you're together because you have kids.
right. So, but how it should work is a man has a vision and the woman helps with his vision. That's the bottom line. Like, I mean, that's my opinion. It's based upon biblical principles, not on Christian principles, but biblical principles.
Okay.
And that's what it is. Like, the man has the vision for the house, not the woman.
Mm-hmm.
So,
a
woman has a vision. She can have as many visions as she wants, but she don't have the vision for the household, for where we're going.
In the house,
You know
well, no, I get what he's saying. He's basically saying like she doesn't have the vision for the household. Most women there's tiers to life, right? And so when you have the man in the house, he has a vision for the household. The woman then is, she runs the kids. So it's like tiers, like the man has the umbrella, the woman runs the kids. So normally, like, I could kind of agree. I don't wake up one day and go, this is where I think the family should go. Like, I don't have that.
That's what I mean.
Like, Tim has that. Mm-hmm. And then he'll say, like, hey, this is where I think we should go. And I'll say, oh, okay, well.
And then you're going to get plenty of visions on how we can get there.
Exactly. And I'm going to have plans. I'm going to have subvisions or things that are, but if I'm by myself, and I think that's what a lot of women are talking about.
You still need a man. You're floundering out there without one.
What? Floundering?
You can't make a good decision for yourself.
Yo,
you haven't proved you can.
Yo.
You haven't done it before.
Why they haven't done it before?
Because there's multiple kids, multiple baby fathers, most of the time. There's
they always get us with that.
Plus,
right? They always get us with the bad.
Okay, let me say this thing. Let me say this thing.
Not me. I got the same one for all my kids.
I wish Tim could be down here, but
he could be. He could be. He right there.
Come downstairs.
Men, I'll say this: men have to be on point, so that makes us superior.
Oh my God!
Not Tim got come down here.
No, no, let me tell you why.
It's about to be
Because
tearful. I don't
every
want it.
decision a woman makes, she
Yes.
can get caught softly.
Yeah, because we emotional, right?
No,
Oh.
no. Let's
Wait,
say
you mean call? Oh, by the state or by?
let's say
like,
you don't have a
normal, but I'm
job.
not.
Let's say
Food
you don't have a
stamps?
job, but you have kids. You can get welfare. You can get insurance.
Mhm.
Let's say you are promiscuous. There's 33 forms of different birth control. Let's say you were
33.
Let's say you were that dumb that you didn't use birth control. Now you can have an abortion. Let's say you don't want to have an abortion. You want the kid because you don't believe in it. You can have the kid and put the man on child support.
That's true.
No matter what you do,
No matter what he says, or if he
you
wants to
will
or not.
fall softly.
This is true. This is true.
You will fall softly. When we make a decision, we have to live with the consequences.
I don't really make it. I do think I don't know. I
We
don't
have to
know.
live
I think
with
I
it.
make
And
emotional
even if a
decisions, but I got
family,
something-
and
something-
even if
Whoa,
a, and even
I
if a
got
divorce
something in me that
happens,
is kind of cold.
and even if a divorce happens, the woman usually gets the house. The woman usually gets the kids. The
Lord,
woman
you
usually
so
gets her
kind.
bills
You about
paid.
to have me
The
kidding.
woman usually
Right,
gets
like-
child support.
Yo, you about to have people coming.
So what
for
makes us superior is life teaches us and beats and grinds us to a point of being chiseled.
I just said I get it. Don't he just be mean with it?
He is mean with it, but he's not.
Glad
Why-
he, glad he
not?
clarified.
So he run it back.
So
up
what
a
I'm
couple
saying
minutes
is-
because you said I want him to come down here. What when
Women
you-
don't have the vision for the house. They can't make good decisions for themselves.
Mm.
They just can't. You're not made that way. You're
That's-
made to have a head over you.
So I'm gonna look at her, but that's messed up because I've been doing it right all this time. All right.
Says-
No, because I said that they
says
always
who?
always get us with
I'm
the
just
baby daddy
saying
thing
what
and us making bad decisions with the baby father. So
That's
Oh,
I'm just saying.
I know, I get it.
that's one of the biggest blunders of your life. You picked a man, put his seed in you. Now you have a mini him, but you don't have him.
Okay, now I'm out of here.
How stupid is that?
Now I'm out of here, yo.
No.
Because you want to have people coming for this
now
life.
Wait,
without him.
you got a mini him without him.
Yo, he's
And
so
then I was
mean.
saying this.
No, he's so
No
evil.
matter what a woman does, she gets caught softly. If she gets homeless, she'll get housing first.
This is horrible.
She'll get housing first before a man will.
Yeah, because you ain't getting no house.
Well, listen,
If she has kids, she will get insurance for them kids. Da da da. There's 33 forms of different birth control. If she doesn't, if she wants to be promiscuous, she doesn't have to have a kid. If she is somehow dumb enough not to use these 33 forms of birth control,
Tell Tim go upstairs.
if she's dumb enough not to use these forms of birth control, there's
it's
now an
true.
abortion she can do. Now she doesn't want to do the abortion because she want to be a Christian after all this fucking she did. Right? She don't want to have an abortion. She can just put the man on child support. Now he paying half your bill.
What is happening right
There's
now?
nothing you
All
can
right.
do
Why did you tell us to come back?
that life will grind you as much as it grinds us. We have to make good, sound
Oh my
decisions.
No, this is
And
true.
if
I
we
got to
don't,
the ear
we
on
end
this
up
now.
homeless. We're more likely to be assaulted violently.
Oh,
Oh my
man.
God.
We
yo.
are more likely to be homeless. We are more likely to commit suicide. We are more likely for all that bad stuff.
This is insane.
so in other words, what you're saying is just the difference between being a man and a woman is so stark that women have a softer, easier role in life.
So that's why I don't care about your vision. Let me tell you why, because it's not based on life. You don't deal with real life. You deal with soft consequences. You deal with people saving you from your life. We actually deal with life.
So in other words, what you're saying is that if we make bad decisions, we have to deal with those consequences and almost immediately.
No matter
Women
what.
make bad decisions after bad
Every
decisions
day.
after bad decisions, and there's always some place, something that's going to save them. So therefore, I'm not going to be led by somebody who can't even deal with their own consequences, let alone including me into their consequences.
Why would I listen to you? What can you tell me? Like, oh my God.
Oh, this is terrible.
What can you really tell that man once he says, all right, we're getting ready to go this way? What can you say? No, I think we should go this way so we can have 4 more kids and include 3 other niggas in our life. Like,
No, see, this is why people don't like you, yo. Wait, let me
I'm
see.
just saying.
Yoni going sick. I don't know who that is.
And I'm not talking about personal. I'm talking about the majority
Ah,
of
man.
society.
Oh, man, this is hilarious.
Plug your thing in.
His phone about to die. I'm out of here. Wait, so somebody said when you support a man's vision and path, contribute
That's the smartest thing a woman can do.
financially the percentage he sees suitable, keeps quiet, and you may still find yourself without a husband. Just saying.
I don't know who said that, and I don't know what they're talking about. But I'll say this. The smartest thing a woman can do is listen to a man. Whether it be her dad when she's growing up,
Okay.
or her husband once she gets taken from her dad. But that's not what happens in this society. So that's why we know that good decisions aren't made by women. They're just not.
No, I
Look at the
can
billionaires in the
second
world. There's 8 women, right? And they were helped by men.
Someone got that money from divorce.
Exactly. Jeff Bezos' wife, she's one of them. Oprah is another one.
Bill Gates.
The guys who keep the infrastructure going, we're the truckers, we're the construction workers. We work the hard jobs. We're the ones who sacrifice. We're the ones who work longer hours. We're the ones who are away from our family. We're the ones who we live life.
Yeah.
We deal with life.
Okay.
Y'all are shielded from life by men.
And
I agree with
let's
that.
say this right here. What about the women that say, "Well, I don't have a man. I've been doing this on my own," and all
That's
that
what
stuff
Tiff
right there.
said.
But I know what they're gonna say. They're gonna act as if they don't work at nursing home where they sit and watch old people all day and don't have to do nothing. They give meds every half hour and they sleep most of the time on their computer or on their phone, and they get paid way more than the guy that's digging ditches.
Right.
You certainly do.
And that's crazy.
That's true.
And then they talk about how hard they work, how tired they are.
I'd be sure that.
I mean, so.
I mean,
Knock him out. No, I'm just playing.
I mean, I know.
I'm just saying.
But there's nothing wrong with that, though.
no, because that's the whole point. That's
No,
what
I
I'm
know
saying,
exactly what y'all
is
talking
that
about.
we don't even want you saying that.
My take is controversial. I know this, but the smartest thing a woman can do is
Somebody
listen.
said facts. Carice. Yeah, I
The
can't.
smartest thing a woman can do is find an intelligent, godly man
that you could just be under.
and listen to him. Now, of course, he's going to be a king. He's going to be a benevolent one, hopefully. He's going to be a one that gives you an ear. He's going to be a one that listens to your ideas. He's going to be one that doesn't just badger you and enslave you and take advantage of you. I think that's what women are so scared of. The word submission is like take advantage. That's not the case.
Yeah.
If you have a godly man, he's going
People
to
just don't like that
want
word,
nothing but the best for you and whoever it is he's taking care of.
People just
But
don't
there's
like
so
that.
much, there's so much
I
like
get that.
trauma out here
Yeah.
that you think like, oh, I ain't gonna have no
He
nigga
gotta take it.
handling me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And they think that you're just gonna up and leave them, and
Well,
then they feel like they want a job.
That boils back down to women not having fathers in their life.
Mhm.
A woman that never had the male authority in their life, they don't know how to submit under a man. They don't even know what it means to be loved by a man.
They don't even know what it looks like to have decent communication with the man.
And again,
Or-
they're raised in a house with their mothers, and their mothers bicker back and forth with their daughters,
Mhm.
and then they just don't have no structure of authority at all. That's why, believe it or not, as people can say, having a church foundation. You know what I did? I looked up the word religion today.
Mhm.
And the word religion said religion was started to teach kids. It was started for youth. The whole concept of religion was started to teach kids that there was more to life than what they see.
Mhm.
It was a basic fundamental thing that they had to teach kids, that life was more than what they saw. So it was never for us to take it and run with it and be our only thing. It was just a stepping stone. I always knew that. Religion is the first introduction that things that we see are created by things we don't see.
Right.
Mhm.
That's it. That's the
The
foundation
word
of it.
became flesh.
Exactly.
That's it.
So, but after that, we still have to keep evolving and learning more.
Mhm.
So foundation-wise, if somebody doesn't have that foundation, they only make decisions based on what they see.
Or
That's
or
trash.
their emotions.
Or their
how they
emotions.
feel.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
we were
right.
saying as
Or
far
their
as-
past
So
from what they
so religion is very important because it teaches structure for family. It teaches authority. It teaches what the roles are between male and female. Those are foundational things. So without those
Those are
foundations,
things you should know at 3 years old.
those are the things that have to be taught, and we haven't been taught right.
We were saying that that sometimes women who didn't have
Speak up,
fathers,
speak up.
women who didn't have fathers, we like Yodi was giving an example of like if I said like, hey, that dad was saying to you, he was like, Dad, it looked like Mom run this house.
Mhm.
And he was like, what you don't understand.
I was pissed. I was like almost yelling at Dad when I said it. I was like, Dad, like, how come you don't just like, what you doing? And he was like, yo, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Every decision made in this house, I made it. She just tell you, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like,
Oh.
So you really didn't want me to go to that party then.
And we were saying that like there would be times like I would grow up and it would just be like I'd be like, hey, everybody's going to the movies. They're going to see Death Trap, and I want to go to the movies at 10:30. And then my mom would go, oh, and then my dad would be sitting here and just go, no. And there was no explanation. There was
no back and forth.
There was no back and forth. It was.
There wasn't no my idea is this.
No, it was. I walked back upstairs and said,
and cried.
My friend, I can't go. Y'all,
and you didn't even hear Mom
say nothing.
Vouch for you.
No, and then I said, even if she did
vouch,
behind the scenes, it was after. It was the next time.
He had already made the decision for this time.
So she'd be like, "Hey, listen, she's been responsible. You know, we got."
And a lot of time it wouldn't be in front of us. We were like here.
We were here also. Wait,
Yeah.
what Mom talk about? Yeah, she always got her back. But then it would be like sometimes he would just be like, no. I said no, and I think some women now we don't understand that.
No, you don't understand the word no.
No, because who wants to understand the word no?
Like I think we should do this and get this and buy that. Nah.
But then that's why
And
you go get a job.
more than that, you're forcing me out of my like character. Like you're forcing me to, because sometimes I don't know why I said no. It just ain't feel right. And I can't explain that to you.
Mm-hmm.
I can't explain
why I said
what
no.
the Most High may have just did. He may have just said nah.
And that's the thing. Women want to feel like they're included in that decision. So when you just say no and shut them down, that's when they get into their ego and they feel that
they grown too.
Yeah, exactly. But like you said, sometimes we don't even know why we said no. Like I remember having an issue and not knowing how. No, I was about to, but I'm not.
It's all right.
No. But it doesn't matter. But it was when we was in Miami. But anyway.
Oh, when Tip wanted to go to the club.
Listen,
Remember we wanted to go to the club.
The
You wanted to go to the lounge.
That's not the point. The point is that I couldn't explain it at the time what the problem was.
Yeah.
And if I tried to explain it, she was so upset about the decision that I was making that it just made it worse. It wasn't until the next day that I was able to allow my emotions to settle down, to process that feeling that I was feeling and understand what was going on, and then articulate it to her. And once I was able to articulate it to her, the next day she understood. But that night, it would have been.
And that's what I meant. Like, don't force me to to do that.
Yes.
Because sometimes it's just we made this plan, we made this goal. That's what we doing. Like Solomon said something funny. He said, out of 1,000 women, I have found none righteous. Think about that.
That's a lot of women.
Think about that. Like 1,000 women, 800 concubines. I ain't found a righteous one. Meaning, if they're going to be righteous, a man has to teach them that way. Whether it be their dad or their husband. But somebody got to show you.
Well,
or else life will make you make the most terrible decisions. And then life will also catch you from those decisions to help you make more bad ones because they're incentivized to do so. They get paid whenever you do it.
Yes.
Not with us, but with y'all specifically. Like, y'all's bad decision leads to money.
Well, listen, this is what it all boiled down to. This is going back to the Rockefellers when they set this whole thing up. They said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to start talking about equal pay. Women should get in the job force because they wasn't taxing the whole majority of the population. So they said, we're gonna push this onto the women, get them out of the house. Not only do we get the women's tax money, we get to educate their kids, because now the kids are not home with the mother being taught. Now we can push our universities on them and take their kids too. This is all a setup. So
and then guess what? You was raised on welfare. The kids was raised on welfare. We want them back when they're 18. They're gonna come work for the jail system.
Yeah. And,
Oh my
and,
God.
and for the new, and so it's controversial.
It's a game.
As controversial.
That y'all don't even know what's going on.
Yes.
Y'all want new curtains.
I know. Trust me, I know. But
As controversial as that sounds to the newer people, the younger people, this as we watch this world go to shit as it's going, and it's happening faster than most people even realize.
Yep.
It's those basic concepts, it's those basic principles that's keeping the fabric of us together. And it's going to be guys like us that are willing to just say it, regardless of the fiery furnace of a popular opinion. You know, I could care less. Like, it is what it is. I live this. I don't just speak this. I live this.
But that's what
You
you
know what I'm
have a leader, because
If you want to think my wife is a prisoner, you can think that. If you want to get her to think she's a prisoner, try your best. But at the end of the day, I'm not changing my stance. I'm not changing my morals. I'm not changing how I believe for nothing that goes on. I've seen my father stick to being a godly man. And I seen his father stick to being a godly man.
you must have been up here for a minute.
So, yeah, we have been up here for a while, huh? But like, at the end of the day, men who are easily swayed, you don't want them anyway.
Right? How do I do this?
Nothing.
You don't want him.
Because
Guess why? He's going to go out and a woman's going to sway him.
Oh man, dang.
Yeah, I don't like it.
So you can easily sway me. What you think is going on outside of you?
Oh,
that's
God.
That's true. People,
Especially if you have an attractive man, women are going to throw themselves at him. And the way women act and the way men act are different. Women show choosing signals. They don't come up to you and say, hey, how you doing? What's your number? Like a guy would do. But they'll make sure they turn around and show you their stretched hands. They'll try to get in your presence. They'll smile extra hard. They'll do little certain things to let you know, please come try. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, if you're being combative at home and these women out here are showing me, at least even just right now, that they can be, you know, somewhat docile and movable. What, like, you putting yourself in a bad position by arguing with me all the time about things that I'm trying to help us with. You know, so I don't know how far we got off topic.
We didn't. It's why marriages
this
are
is the
not
part of
lasting.
why marriages are not lasting. Social media 50-50 is
Masculine, not understanding masculine and feminine dynamic, women not knowing how to submit to the husband and the vision that the husband has, and wanting to have a vision of her own. And I think we just talked about, I think that was it. Like, just and gender roles being merged now because of the 50-50.
Yeah.
And and you actually said women and men not needing each other anymore. Like back in the day, the wife needed the man because she needed his money, but the man also needed her because he needed her to rear the children and to be home to cook his food and do stuff. So each other needed each other. Now we delved.
It was an unwritten contract. It was a written one because we were married.
Yeah.
But it's also an unwritten one because it's like, I need you, you need me.
I can't just leave because I ain't got nobody to take care of these children. Right.
But watch this right here. What's going to happen is this right here. It's all fun and games. This new generation, this new thing, this new trend is going on. It sounds good. Like, you're going to hear backlash from people going, I don't know, they must be crazy. It's antiquated. That's this. That's 1800. That's too conservative. They're having all their fun now.
Traditional.
They're having a whole bunch of fun. But when, guess what? That marriage don't work out, number one. And when your kids are out in the streets, number two. Number three is when you don't even know what's going on in real life, society, what's happening right before our eyes. Like, this world's getting more dangerous, and we're continuing to fuel the fire that's causing this to happen. Again, I'll say this right here. It's simple. How many people know that some of the foods that we eat is bad for us?
It's genetically modified.
Most people know that,
of it.
but they're still buying it. Wouldn't you feel some way when I know you're trying to poison me and I'm falling into it?
No, well,
That don't even make sense. But that's
well-
what people do. They know this is happening. We're just people telling you, look, the system that you're buying into is set up for failure. Your marriage will fail. Your kids will fail.
Yes.
All this stuff is gonna fall apart. But guess what? We know they're doing it to us, but we still buy into it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me. If you know this stuff is killing you, if you know this stuff is not helping you, if you know your kids, we look at what's going on in the last 15, 20 years. It's drastically different than the past 30 years before that.
Mm-hmm.
But yet we're still buying into it. It's almost like going to hell and high water with a, you know what I'm saying? We skating there.
Yeah.
We
We
speeding.
walk into the chopping
Yeah.
block with
Yeah,
a smile
on
our
our way to the slaughter. And we're happy doing it. They're happy living those lifestyles, knowing. And if you don't know, there's people like us that's telling you this stuff don't work. It don't work. Now, nobody's perfect. Your situation's not perfect. I thought about when I was upstairs. Somebody who's divorced, somebody who got divorced and got remarried, and somebody who's been separated for half the time we was married. None of this is perfect. But because we had that time and you were able to sit back and say, what the fuck did I do wrong? Where did I make the mistake at? This is a man that's wise because of his experience, not because he just want to spew off things. You see what I'm saying? It's a big difference.
It might come off crazy.
Yeah,
Well, it comes off stern, but
it's coming off because it's his experience, not his opinion. Most of the stuff he's saying is not his opinion, it's his experience. I know what was going on in my head when I was here. I know how the world looked at me when I had no parachute like she did. I understand that this world is a cold world for men, and because of that, we have to be at a certain level. And if I'm going to go down, it's going to be because of my decisions, not because of your decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Then what you gonna be blaming on her? Like, well,
You
told
can't.
us to do
Because
that.
now if I listen to you, if I
That's
continue, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, we'll do that. Okay, yeah,
And the
we'll
only
do that.
reason you'll do that
And then
is-
we fail, I feel triply bad.
And
Right.
the only reason you would do that is because you don't want to take full responsibility.
Right.
You don't want to take full responsibility. Listen, my message is about responsibility for men. Period. Take it how you want it. If you're not, look, I don't care. You could call me. I posted something earlier that said 50-50. A woman is more comfortable with 30% because it doesn't require her to have a necessity
Y'all
role.
overcomplicate
Right?
something that's real
Something
simple.
simple. Some guy said, stop pandering. Shut up. Stop pandering. I'm like, pandering? I'm like, pandering? This is what I live. What you talking about? Yo, get your game up. Yo, stop. Don't be mad. Be motivated. Stop playing with me. Yo, I've been living this life longer than you probably been walking around. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even want to go that route.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go that route. Because my thing is this right here is that I'm talking on something I know. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been taking care of myself for a long time.
And
So
others.
and others for a long time. So why would I have my wife stressed out helping me? Because that's all it is. If you are a man, you should be able to maintain your own lifestyle. And anything that comes into it should benefit from what you work for during that time. Now, again, the society, the women that you guys are cultivating may not deserve none of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I get that. And you might be cynical to what the women are doing right now. And I get that too. However, there is a contingency of people that are still good in this world.
Yeah.
There's still
There's a
contingency of women that do want real men to take care of the things that real men take care of. There are women that don't want to get up with their gun in the middle of the night and go see what the threat is.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be safe with the kids and know that that man can handle it, no matter how tactical they may be. There are women that still want men to be men.
Yeah.
And there are men that want women to be women.
I'm not doing that. I'm not
Period.
Not at all. Not doing it.
Now you guys
No.
want to merge. Well, she could do it sometimes. I could do it sometimes. What
I'm
if
not getting up.
Nah.
And see, we
I'm probably gonna divorce you.
Men
If you make me get up in the middle of the night to go see, hey,
I'm
babe,
divorcing
it's your turn to go downstairs and see
No.
who because you got a gun too. So it's your turn to get up in the middle of the night to go see
you know,
who.
both of y'all got your gun permit, right?
Yeah, but I'm not getting
And it would be the last thing that it would be.
I'm
Look,
divorcing you.
you said it.
Yeah, we
I
got.
believe
I'd rather
it.
go
It's
fight
my-
with my bare hands.
It's my
If you
job
go
to
with a
die from my family.
That's my
That is
job.
the role of the father.
Right.
Period.
That is the role of the husband. We talk about
I'm
what's the
supposed
role.
to die first, and if I don't,
Listen, anybody who don't believe that
I'm killing
is
myself.
the guy.
Like, I don't know.
Yo, listen, Yodi. Anybody who don't believe that would have been on the Titanic.
Yeah,
Talk about
yeah.
first come, first serve.
Kicking women off. Boom!
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't strong enough.
I got here first. You know what I'm saying? Snooze, you lose. You know, they would have been on the Titanic pushing people over.
Like for real, you
Sorry, Toots.
gotta be.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where are we going with this?
Where's this end?
Where does this end?
Where does this?
And then you got these people talking about men and women are equal and men should be able to compete in women's sports and all this stuff. Like, yo, it's
because
crazy.
the word is corrupt. This is non-binary.
And
like,
anybody
it's all mixed
it's
together.
crazy, man.
It's all
It's
mixed
crazy.
together.
You can call me old
You
school.
can't even say nothing no more. They
And
done
that's
took
why
they done-
divorce
they-
is what it is.
like Dave Chappelle said, they done took a third. They done took
You can't even
25%
voice your
of the
opinion.
alphabet.
Yeah.
Like
And
You
that's the
can't
thing.
even say he. You gotta say like them, they.
who
Like,
said it the story?
You don't gotta say nothing.
hopefully harm. Oh, yeah. She can't get the Bible again.
Mm.
Hi, harm.
Hey, Niecy Pooh.
Huh?
Well, see, the thing is this, Yodi, marriage is at a 60% failure rate.
There's more than that, I
It's
think.
okay. Let's just say 60%, and let's just say there's another 20% that are staying in it because of money. They don't want to leave because they don't want to get their fortune cut, and there's another percentage of it that don't want to leave because they don't want to mess up with the kids. So let's just say there's 60% divorce rate. There's another, let's say 20% that are just staying in it and unhappy. That is a 80% failure rate. Now, when did that start happening? When did that rate start
in the
rising?
60s, when the women's revolution came.
Feminism, when they start taking the man out of the home.
That happened in the 60s, right? With the civil rights movement.
Yep,
They did
civil
the
rights
women's
movement.
movement.
They did the Feminist Act.
It's all a part of the
It's all a part of
I
the
know I'm
plan.
being
It's
mad
all-
religious, but
it's all a part
that's
of the
just
plan.
what it is. It's just
Yeah,
a part
It's
of
a,
the
it's a
plan.
part of the plan.
With all this stuff and us working and stuff, it's just all
Yeah.
about to break up families and have men grow up not having their own mind,
Yeah.
population control, like it's all part of the
And they want to take away the masculine.
yeah.
Man,
That's
look at
why
the
with
shows we've
vaccines,
watched.
a
Look
lot
at
of
the
people are
shows.
autistic.
Look at the shows
Yeah.
we've watched.
I'm getting off the topic, but
Look at the shows that
to
have
control people.
raised us, the TV, the trick box we call it. You got Family Matters. He was a punk. You got Married with Children. He was a punk. Any male figure that was married on TV, the woman ran the house. And they showed you this purposely and methodically so that like it's normalized for the woman not only to work but to run the house.
Yeah.
They didn't even show who paid what. They
And
just
then
showed
when they
the
did
woman
show-
running the house.
When they did show
Like
a
Bill Cosby didn't run the house.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. She was just as high status
Yeah,
as
he was a doctor. She was a lawyer.
So there was equal in a sense, and then when you looked at Alvin and the other daughter, she ran him.
yeah. So at the end of the day, like this was purposely done. That's why we sound so stark. We sound so stoic and unmovable.
You don't really sound like that, but in a like if you was
But
a
I
different
realize if I
culture,
move,
it would
I
be different.
die, and whoever's with me die too. Like
Different cultures believe this. Them little corner store people, I don't know what they are. Like they not Indians,
They're
but
from
they like
people from faraway places.
they
Like
be
that- like-
Jordan, they be from
Yeah.
Jordan, they be from
like
Pakistan.
they're like this. Their wives can
Yeah.
hardly speak.
Yeah. Well,
But you know that's a little extent. But
and they have more
it,
than
Americans-
one.
seems that
Americans
it
are
seems
different.
that way because of our culture.
yeah,
It seems that way
So
because of our culture. But guess what? If you go to those foreign countries, their
Mhm.
families are intact.
I know. That's what
Period.
I'm saying.
There's no
Even-
divorce.
Even Africans.
And then when you start talking to them, see now women, you know what the thing is, Western culture is, they got this
What do you
presumption.
think we were being free from? This is the land of the free.
Okay.
What are we free from?
I don't know.
God. That's what they were leaving. And that's the point. Like every country is free. You can move about how you want in most countries. But this particular country, the Statue of Liberty holding up the torch, is because our country is explicitly stating that we are free from God. That's why this country is the leading country in all debauchery, in all lawlessness, and all that LGBTQ, and all the women running the house, and all the kids getting raised by other people, and it's just a clusterfuck over here.
Oh, God.
Like,
Oh, my God.
that's why the Bible calls this place the daughter of Babylon, the harlot.
Not the harlot.
For real, like that's who we are.
We
That's what
probably,
we turned
We
into.
probably,
So what
I'm
do we
sorry,
do?
we probably don't went
So what
off
do we
the
do?
subject, guys.
I mean,
You know.
real men
We
just
off
gotta
topic,
stand up and
but-
keep standing. I mean,
I used to say this a long time. The only way evil can prevail is real men don't stand up. When good men stand by, that's the only way.
And
evil
watch
can
it
prevail.
go on.
Yes, and that's what happens. And a lot of guys want to have this mentality to go along and get along. They don't want to ruffle any feathers. They don't want to be
But let
controversial.
me just let it go ahead because I don't want to get into no argument.
Yeah,
Man, I'm ready for the argument.
that-
What you talking about?
With their women, that with their bosses, that with people in the community, that because they're afraid. Most guys don't want to be under scrutiny. They don't want to be under that pressure because we got our own pressure. So why do we fight that fight outside of our house? You know what I'm saying? But then our wives, she's out there, she's watching the same stuff the kids are watching. They're doing that. So we have to find a way to balance that off. You know, you have to govern the thought process in your household.
That's true.
You have to. You have to.
Because
Like, why is this on?
y'all, if I come in the house, if he come in the house and I'm watching Real Housewives of Atlanta or Love and Hip Hop, he hasn't seen that. But I know for a fact if he came in the house and I was kicked heels up watching Real Housewives
Or just ratchet TV,
just
yeah.
ratchet TV, Love and Hip Hop, and now I'm all into it, I know for a fact.
And do you think your
He
mind
is
and your
going to that.
eyes and your behaviors aren't picking that stuff up?
Yeah,
That's why they show it to us.
I
They
know.
provoke these people to have fake arguments and like.
Yeah.
These people don't even be in real relationships. They just be faking they in a
Yeah, just so
relationship,
that they
and
can
then
show-
like so it's like so many
That's
people
fake.
have came out and told the truth about these reality shows.
Yeah, they faking.
You know, they faking. It's all
Right,
it's
it's not.
fake, but they show us certain things purposely.
That's why.
Do you think you can get on the radio and say, spread that Jew down?
Oh my
Like-
God, no.
You can say spread that nigga down. You can say, I put my nuts in this bee mouth. Like you can say all of that, but you can't say certain other things, or
Yeah.
you're going to get demonetized, banned,
This is
canceled. Oh,
LG. No, I'm
We're
talking about
definitely
you're-
canceled
You're
because you-
canceled because you done
Yeah,
said
you.
LGBT. You done said
Yeah, you're
Jew.
canceled.
You done said nuts in the
Y'all
mouth.
already been canceled.
You've been canceled since about 30 minutes in.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Some people can't be canceled. I can't be canceled. Canceled from what?
Right.
I'm
you
still
don't
smooth.
care.
I'm still TW.
You
I'm
don't
still me.
care.
I don't have a job. I don't have a job. There's not a job out there that nobody. Yeah, so I can do what I want to do. I built my life to where I can't be canceled,
Right.
Yep.
Right.
That's
and that's the whole thing.
But the
And then we
people-
talking about men having responsibility. Then these are the things you work towards. It can't happen all the way. But I had a plan from day one. I would create this type of person. Be in a situation that I never had to worry about being canceled or depending on another man. My responsibility is to be able to take care of myself and my family. And that means that I'll do whatever is required to do that. And sometimes you need other men to help, but at the same time, the responsibility is still yours.
Well, y'all, this has gotten way more controversial than we
We're
have
gonna
thought. But
on to another one.
we said, what was we talking about? Why marriages are failing. But I do feel like a lot of it was touched on today.
I think we touched on
I
all
think
of
Siblings
it.
with
All of it.
siblings get a little controversial, a little different than when I'm up here talking to women about femininity. However, I thank you guys so much for watching. We thank, our brother, Tiff, my sister, my husband for coming downstairs and adding his input. Lord, y'all know. And another thing, lastly, I'm not going to leave without saying this. Don't call my phone and threaten me again. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's all. That's it.
It's not good.
It won't be good for you.
It won't be good.
That's it.
It won't be good.
Have a good one,
No
y'all.
explanations.
Love y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Those who weren't able to tune into the live, please try to catch this replay. You won't regret it. Thank y'all so much. Bye.
Bye.